Well, good afternoon from Jackson's William T. McIntosh Stadium. I'm Cody Beers, joined by Brett Watson and Rusty Wirtz. And today it's the Riverton Wolverines and the Jackson Bronx in first-round playoff action in the Class 3A playoffs. We already have one final score in. Douglas would hold on 16-14 over Star Valley. It was a game that was marred by turnovers for Star Valley as they committed 5 turnovers. I was told by Jackson coach David Joyce inside the 20-yard line of Douglas. They moved the ball well all day, but Douglas found a way to win, Brett.
Well, then I think it was in Wild Preps, Cody. They said that Star Valley missed a field goal late in the fourth quarter. So it's like an interesting game over there, and we kind of talked on the way up. That may be the West's East's biggest shot to win the game in the quarterfinals.
Well, as you'll hear later on in the pregame show, Brett, Jackson coach David Joyce feels like this game could represent a trap for Jackson. Jackson, who lost a game last week to Cody right here on this field, committed a bunch of turnovers, 4 turnovers to be exact. One was a 99-yard pick six, and Cody controlled the tempo of that game, something Riverton may try to do today as they come out playing the heavily favored Jackson Bronx, who beat Riverton 57-7 back on September 18th. It's the playoffs. It's a brand new season. Anything goes. Wolverines had a great week of practice.
Yeah, and I talked to some of the coaches earlier in the week, and like you said, Cody, it's a big trap for the Jackson team. You're playing a team you beat by 50 points several weeks ago, and kind of the odds-on favorite to really win the 3A, and then Cody comes in here last week and not only beats them, but beats them pretty soundly. And so you're playing a team that you had a running clock against earlier in the year, even though anybody that went to that game, it minus a few turnovers, that could have been a 14-14 game at halftime. But still, you got beat by 50 points. You've got to think these Jackson players are definitely looking for a rematch with Cody. So it's very much a trap game for them.
Jackson, who finished the West 3A Conference at 4-1, 6-2 overall. Their only loss against a Wyoming team came last week against the Cody Bronx, which gave the Cody Bronx the West 3A championship and the number 1 seed throughout these playoffs. And incidentally, it's a year when the state championship game, because of COVID-19, will not be played in Laramie. So this year, the number 1 seed on each side, they hold the opportunity, and even the number 2 seeds, to possibly host a 3A state championship on their own field. And that's really cool because, man, we can remember back in the day in the 90s when these home fields throughout the state would fill up with fans, and you had some great football action in the playoffs.
It's a way cool thing, Cody, and like you said, Riverton got to host, I believe, 2 of them. And you get the hometown thing, and I was one of the traditionalists that thought, I know it's a big deal for the kids to go down and play on War Memorial, et cetera, but you lost a little bit of the hometown pride thing. You work your butt off all year, and you get the chance to host that state title, and so you got to feel kind of bad for the kids, but we're back to the way it used to be, and that's going to be kind of a cool thing.
This is the Bailey Enterprises pregame show. We're at William T. McIntosh Stadium in Jackson. Hey, we'll take a break. When we come back, we're going to go right into the prep report. We're going to give scores around the state and the schedule in the prep report. We'll talk about what's coming up in this pregame show. We've got interviews with Jackson head coach David Joyce. We've got Troy Anderson. We've got a Pokes preview. And, tonight, 7:45 tonight, Brett, on CBS Sports and on 99.1 KWYW, it's Wyoming Cowboy football playing once again at War Memorial Stadium.
And I'm just, I'm thinking on the way back, if we hit some dry spots in Togedy, we may get stuck on either side of that if it's a close game. And so I've called the wife and said, don't expect me home, tomorrow. You might be tomorrow morning if it's a close game down in Laramie. But hopefully we get good reception over the pass and watch for moose.
We're going home tonight because I'm not sure I could stand 24 hours with Rusty Wirtz. But, we're going to have a blast tonight. This is the pregame show. Hey, we'll be right back with the prep report on 93.9 and streaming live at wyotoday.com.
Are you buckled up? You better be. It's the law. Police officers and highway troopers can stop and ticket you for not wearing your seatbelt. This is Cody Bears with WYDOT. Keep yourself, your friends, and your family safe. Speak up and insist that everyone is belted inside your vehicle. In a crash, an unbelted person can slam into and injure others in your vehicle. Remember, buckle up for life, Wyoming.
Bailey's Enterprises is a proud sponsor of Riverton Wolverines football. For over 50 years, Bailey's has become the name you can trust. With Pit Stop Travel Centers, you can fuel up and stock up on trip snacks at locations all over Fremont County. You can also put your trust in Bailey Tire and Auto for service and to keep handy for those times when your luck runs out on the road. Refresh at the Speedway Cafe with a dine-in meal or a round of carry-out with a variety of specials to keep you going. Go with Bailey, go Wolverines.
Your car or truck is an investment. When it needs repairs, you need someone you can trust to do the job right. Take it to Gunners Automotive. They repair all makes and models of cars and trucks, from oil changes to brakes, tires, and more. Gunners Automotive, 856-2288.
After 8 or 9 weeks of football games, it's time to start the big tournament that will conclude with 5 Wyoming state champions being crowned on Saturday, November 14th. It's high school football in Wyoming, and due to the COVID-19 restrictions, the state championship football games will not be held in Laramie this year. For this season, if the seeds are the same and have not played each other during the season, the following will be the host site. In 1A 6-man, the West will host. In 1A 9-man, the East will host. In 2A, the East will host. In 3A, the West will host. And in 4A, that will be determined by coaches' seeding. Now, those games are only if the seeds are the same and the teams have not played during the season. This is Cody Bears with the Wyoming Preps Football Report on the Wind River Radio Network. We will share scores today as they become available. There are 21st round or quarterfinal playoff games for Wyoming high school football. All games will take place on Friday, October 30th. In Class 1A 6-man, number 1 Farson Eden versus Hannah Elk Mountain, 1 p.m. kickoff. Hewlett versus Encampment at 1 p.m. Meeteetse versus Guernsey Sunrise at 6 p.m. And KC versus Little Snake River at 2 p.m. In Class 1A 9-man, it's number 2 Rocky Mountain versus Saratoga at 2 p.m. Number 3 Lusk versus Grable at 5. Number 4 Shoshone at number 5 Pine Bluffs at 3 o'clock. Number 1 Southeast versus Riverside at 4 p.m. In Class 2A ball, it's number 1 Lyman versus Bighorn at 1 p.m. Number 3 Upton Sundance versus number 5 Lovell at 6 p.m. Number 2 Mountain View versus Wheatland at 1 p.m. And number 3 Torrington versus Cokeville at 6 p.m. That's an interesting matchup right there. In Class 3A, number 1 Cody hosts Worland at 6. Lander hosts number 3 Powell at 5. Jackson hosts the 3rd seed out of the East in Riverton at 5 p.m. And the number 4 Douglas Bearcats hosts Star Valley at 1 p.m. That's easily Class 3A game of the week. In Class 4A, it's number 1 Cheyenne East hosting Laramie at 6 p.m. Number 3 Sheridan hosting number 5 Rock Springs at 5 p.m. Number 3 Thunder Basin hosting Natrona County at 6 p.m. That'll be an interesting matchup right there. And number 2 Cheyenne Central hosting Casper Kelly Walsh at 6 p.m. It's a great day of football. We'll bring you those updated scores in a little bit on the pregame show. This is the Wind River Radio Network.
We are building a stronger, safer CWC. Your health is our top priority. If you're coming to the CWC campus, please wear a mask and go online and fill out the daily wellness screening form at healthy.cwc.edu. Wear a mask when you arrive on campus. Find a health screening station in the Health Science Building or the Arts Center Theater. Check your temperature and you're on your way. Again, to fill out the daily wellness form, go to healthy.cwc.edu and we'll see you on campus.
Drive now, text later.
Create your own sunshine.
Buckle up, tough guy.
I hear and I forget. I see and I remember.
I do, and I understand.
Seatbelts keep you hanging in there.
Don't leave your life on the road.
Don't regret the past, just learn from it.
Superheroes, buckle up.
It's better to buckle up than sorry.
You are enough.
Don't leave your life on the road.
This is Cody Beers with YDOT. Wherever you are, wherever you're going, buckle up. Take care of each other on our highways, on the Wind River Reservation, and everywhere else. Welcome back to the pregame. Weeks of football games. It's time to start the big tournament that will. Apologize for that. Welcome back. It's the pregame show. 45 minutes to kick off here at William T. McIntosh Stadium in Jackson, Brett, and some scores coming in already as games got underway at 1 o'clock today in Class 1A 6-man final. Farson Eden, number one team in the state, 70. Hannah Elk Mountain 0.
Ouch.
It's Hewlett 59, Encampment 20. That one's final. Third quarter score, KC 34, Little Snake 24. In Class 1A 9-man, third quarter score 38-28, Rocky Mountain over Saratoga. And at the half in Shoshone, that one over on KWYW with Ernie over. Shoshone 35, Pine Bluff 0. That's a big lead there for Coach Trumpler and his Wranglers today. And let's see, in Class 2A, final score Lyman 42, Bighorn 7. Another final today, Mountain View 34, Wheatland 30. Congratulations to the Mountain View team. And then the big one here in Class 3A that we were paying attention to on the way up, Douglas, on the help of a Star Valley missed field goal late in the game, beats the Star Valley Braves, sends them back to Western Wyoming with a 16-14 win. And we were talking to the radio guys from Jackson over here, and they were already looking toward a trip, Brett, to Douglas next week. And that's what you got to hope, is you got to hope that a lot of people are looking past the Wolverines today here in Jackson.
Well, like you said, Cody, leading into the broadcast, it's playoff time, and you know, in talking with the Jackson broadcast crew, you know, they recognize the game for what it is, and you hate to play a team with nothing to lose, and that's what you're facing in the Wolverine teams. And you know, and I've made posts about it all year on my junior football site. I'm not sure, with the exception of maybe the Evanston game, Riverton has never really put together a game that hits their potential. So, you know, I think as a Wolverine fan, we're all kind of waiting for that. Maybe it's tonight. And you'd asked me the question earlier. I have talked to some of the coaches. They had a good week of practice. The kids are laid back. You got 17 seniors. This is possibly their last time playing organized football. So it's not a bad position to be in. Hopefully the kids sit back, have fun, and just play football.
Well, this Jackson Bronx team, heavy junior class. And as I talked to David Joyce in the pregame, he tells me that this junior class had never lost a game until last week in their high school or middle school careers. So they had to look in the mirror this week, and you hope it didn't provide them too much motivation for today's game. But that's an interesting stat. Jackson going to come back as strong as ever next year. These 3A playoff games, Brett, the exact same matchups as last year's first-round matchups. Not necessarily in each town, but tonight at 6 o'clock, it's number one, Cody out of the west, taking on Worland in Cody. It's number two out of the East Lander, hosting a very tough Powell Panthers team at 5 o'clock. That one will get underway the same time we do. Of course, Jackson and Riverton here at McIntosh Stadium in Jackson. And then the final coming in, and we raised our eyebrows a bit, but Douglas Bearcats, unbeaten season again, 16-14 over Star Valley.
And that's amazing, because I think they kind of had a kind of an off year. It was kind of a rebuilding year, and Rhodes just does a great job over there. Just does a great job of coaching the kids up, and you know, they're right back into the semifinals again, and really run the gamut on the East Conference this year, and they just reload.
Yeah. Well, this is the pregame show. We're at William McIntosh Stadium in Jackson. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll get into the Pokes preview. Wyoming and the Hawaii Rainbows tonight at 7:45 from War Memorial Stadium in Laramie. Back in a few. on KTAK and streaming live at wyotoday.com.
Whoa, Travis, how much do you need to take hunting? You pack like a girl, and I only have one bag.
What? I've got my rifle, my one change of clothes, and my 4 coolers of beer.
Well, you might as well stay home. You drink all that, you won't be able to hit an elk if he's in the tent with you.
Be a friend. Insist that your hunting buddies stay sober, be safe, be smart, and set a good example for the young hunters in camp. Filling up on alcohol won't help you fill your tag. This message is brought to you by the Fremont County Prevention Program.
Riverton's Hampton Inn & Suites is proud to sponsor our youth athletics in Fremont County. Fremont County school athletics provide our youth timeless experiences and lessons that can lead to success for life. Setting goals, teamwork, and hard work make young athletes into good citizens.
Hunting season is here, and that means the Wind River Radio Network and WyoToday.com's Big Bull Contest is back. All you have to do is have a valid elk tag for this year and live in Fremont, Hot Springs, or Washakie County, and you're in. Starting October 1st, bring your legally harvested bull to the Wind River Radio Network's office at 603 East Pershing. Our team will measure it, and then you're in the running for the biggest bull. There's men's, women's, and children's divisions with thousands of dollars in prizes. For more information, visit wyotoday.com.
Welcome back to William T. McIntosh Stadium. This is the pregame show on 93.9 FM and wyotoday.com. Cody Beers, Brett Watson, and Rusty Wirtz here in Jackson. And it is a beautiful view, but it's the football field, Brett. It's 120 yards long. It's turf. It does say Jackson Bronx in the middle, but it's a turf field that looks a lot like Wolverine Field.
And it's a gorgeous day, Cody. It doesn't look like weather's going to be a factor. We did get some wind, heading into Jackson. I think that was more Rusty talking in the back seat, causing the breeze. But, it's going to be a calm night, going to be a beautiful night. And like you said, it's a 100-yard field for both teams, and strap them up. Well,
this Jackson team comes in as the number one offense in Class 3A. They average 264.1 yards per game on the ground. Riverton comes in number 8 rushing team. They average 168 yards a game. That's 4.2 yards a carry. Jackson, 5.9 yards a carry. In passing stats, Jackson's number 1, 175 yards a game. They have 12 touchdown passes and 5 interceptions, 59% completion rate. Riverton, number 4 in the state, at 147 yards a game. Damon DeVries, outstanding, 57% passing-wise. He's thrown 7 touchdowns, thrown 7 interceptions in the ball game or in the season. So number 1 and number 4 in team passing, and then team offense. Jackson behind that powerful rushing attack, 439 yards a game. Riverton at 315 yards a game. Defensively, for these teams, Jackson comes in as the number 3 rushing defense in the state. They give up 93 yards a game. You'll hear a voice tonight, or us say his name, Coulter Dawson. Of course, he's the younger brother of Theo Dawson that 5 years ago ran for a number 1 all-time single-game rushing record against the Riverton Wolverines when he rushed for 485 yards. Eric and I were here for that one. It was a cold, rainy night in Jackson the last time the Wolverines played here, and it's a much different night, as it's like an early September night here, as we've got temperatures right at 60 degrees. Pass defense wise, Riverton number 3 against the pass this year in Class 3A, gives up 106 yards a game. Jackson number 12 against the pass, and if there is an Achilles heel for the Bronx, it's their pass defense. And then Jackson at number 7 overall defense in the state. Riverton number 8 overall in the state. So on paper, it looks like this could be an even up matchup. But when you got a running back like Brody Hawkinson, anything can happen, Brett. The guy averages 198 yards from scrimmage this season.
He's amazing. I don't think, our defense has struggled all year. We're not going to shut this kid down. And when you're going over the stats, I think the key stats for Riverton is going to be the passing game. We started we're sitting number 4, but it just seems like we've had guys open. We've got some huge receivers. I know the Jackson crew next to us has talked about they're a little fearful of 6'6", 6'5", 6'5" receivers, and That may be the key to Riverton at least keeping pace with the scoring in the game, is lean a little heavier in the pass side of it, use those big-bodied, those tall receivers, and Jackson has shown during the season that, that might be their Achilles a little bit on defense. So
very important for the Riverton offensive line to give Damon DeVries enough time to pass the ball tonight. Big night. So this is the pregame show. We're gonna come at you with something different now. Wyoming Cowboy football getting underway tonight, 7:45 on KWYW, and we got a little news about the Pokes as they look for win number 1 on this COVID season from War Memorial Stadium in Laramie. Wyoming Cowboys football season had a rocky start Saturday in Reno, Nevada. On the game's third play, the Cowboys lost their leader and starting quarterback Sean Chambers with a broken fibula. Talk about the win leaving the sails of the Cowboys and fans everywhere as they tuned in to the latest season opener in Cowboys football history. All of that better be in the past as the Cowboys home opener is Friday night in Laramie against the talented Hawaii Rainbow Warriors, who knocked off Fresno State 34-19 last Friday in California. This is Cody Beers with the Pokes Preview on the Wind River Radio Network. The Cowboys and Rainbow Warriors have a long history dating back to 1978, and they've played 24 previous times. The series features a traveling trophy. Hawaii is fresh off a win over Fresno State this past weekend. The Rainbow Warriors racked up 552 yards of total offense against Fresno State. Wyoming, on the other hand, gave up 420 yards passing to Nevada quarterback Carson Strong. The Wyoming secondary was playing catch-up all night with Nevada receivers as the Wolfpack constantly tested the corners at the boundaries. Wyoming has a big challenge Friday night against a talented Rainbow Warrior offense. The Cowboys' fate is now in the hands of redshirt freshman Levi Williams. Levi Williams turned in a magnificent effort in last year's Arizona Bowl, a big win over Georgia State. Last Saturday, Williams completed 50% of his passes for 227 yards and a touchdown and an interception against Nevada. But more importantly, he rallied the Cowboys to force overtime. It was a big comeback. Go Pokes. Wyoming will rely on its passing attack and an outstanding rushing attack on Friday night. Expect balance in the offensive play calling, as Williams is big, physical, and can sling the football. Williams also gained 40 yards on the ground against Nevada and scored 2 touchdowns. Each time Williams touches the ball and runs, he seems to drag a pile of defenders with him downfield. The 240-pound quarterback will be complemented on offense by Xavier Valladay, the big offensive line. Valladay gained 87 yards last week. Rushing-wise, the Cowboys will count on Valladay, senior graduate student Trey Smith, and sophomore, hopefully, Titus Wynn. The temperature in Laramie on Friday night is expected in the high 30s at kickoff. After a week in Denver, will the Hawaii defense be ready for the trio of rushers and the chilly weather on Friday night? The Cowboys and Rainbow Warriors kick off at 7:45 Friday night. The game can be seen on Fox Sports 1 on TV, or you can tune in to 99.1 KWYW FM on the Wind River Radio Network. By the way, in Hawaii time, game time is 3:45 p.m. A limited number of tickets were available for the game. If you're at home, hey, watch the Riverton Wolverines and Jackson Bronx and listen in for scoring updates on the Wyoming Cowboys and Hawaii Rainbow Warriors. Go Pokes!
Former University of Wyoming quarterback Josh Allen is worthy of Wyoming.
23 plays into my first start here at the University of Wyoming. I dropped back, kind of went through a progression. I saw the middle of the field kind of open up. I decided to lower my shoulder. His helmet went straight into my collarbone here. We landed on the 20-yard line. At that moment, I knew something was really bad.
So Josh's collarbone was pretty bad. He had broken in multiple places, and it required hardware fixation with the plate in order to get it back together.
It was devastating news to me and my family, just knowing that, it could have ended 23 plays in.
We had no question whether we could perform the surgery here, given our wide range of varying subspecialties within orthopedics.
I would recommend Premier Bone and Joint Centers. The thing that made me feel really comfortable with them was they made it feel like your own family.
I think he'll have no problem performing in the NFL. His rehab and his recovery done very well, and I don't see any restrictions on him whatsoever.
They want the best for you, and they won't steer you wrong.
Let us show you why we're worthy of Wyoming.
Gales Carpet One is a proud sponsor of this Riverton Wolverines broadcast. Lombardi once said, "The only place success comes before work is in the dictionary." Gales wants to applaud these young athletes on their drive to become the best team possible and show the state of Wyoming what it means to be a Wolverine. Gales Carpet One, floor and home, 220 East Main in Riverton. Go Big Red!
Do you have a lead foot? Here's some heavy news. Speeding is one of the leading causes of traffic crashes. This is Cody Beers with YDOT. Don't put your schedule above everyone else's safety. Stop tailgating. Don't try to beat traffic lights. And please, pass safely and legally. Drive at safer speeds. Remember the posted speed limit. Slow down. Look out for the other driver. Slow down, Leadfoot.
The choice is yours. Sutherland's Friends of the Family Plus Consumer Credit Card lets you choose from 5% off instantly at the register or special financing on qualifying purchases. That means no forms, no waiting, no rebates. You can choose 5% off instantly with your Sutherland's credit card. Got a big project? Choose special financing. The choice is yours with Sutherland's Friends of the Family Plus Consumer Credit Card. Subject to credit approval. Minimum monthly payment required. See store for details. Only at Sutherland's.
Welcome back, William T. McIntosh Stadium in Jackson. This is the pregame show on 93.9 FM and streaming live at wyotoday.com. Second straight week we're without the voice. Eric Pauley and his wife Kate, hey, they're parents to Emmerich, called Ricky for short. And, man, I saw some cute pictures today on the way over the mountain. Hey, best wishes to that young family, Brad, as we move in toward this first-round playoff game. It's a big one for the Wolverines, a chance to finish this game feeling like, it was a good year under Troy Anderson's first year.
It is huge, Cody, and I know I bet there's not a football player, a Wolverine out there that hasn't felt a little disappointed in how the season's gone. So you've got a big senior class, a bunch of good seniors. Like I talked earlier, this possibly is their last organized football game. So you've got that playing with you, and I think just knowing the kids, the seniors especially, I think it'd be just a great way to end the season. I think they just felt like they've never hit their potential, and so got nothing to lose tonight. Have fun. Great weather.
Hey, this Jackson coach David Joyce, he's an interesting interview. He's very emotional. He got visibly upset at himself and his team when I asked him about what happened last week.
You've been there, done that.
In that loss to Cody right here at McIntosh Stadium. He's very passionate about his team. He's in his third year. His team is, he's in his fourth year. His team is 22-18 behind him as coach. They went finally over 500 this year. Strong junior class for the Bronx. And now we're going to catch up with David Joyce, our opposing coach here on the pregame show on 93.9 and stream live at wyotoday.com. Cody Beers here with Jackson coach David Joyce. And, Coach, it's playoff time, and, about anything can happen.
Yeah, absolutely. When it's high-stakes poker, when, you win, you move on, and you lose, you go home, the intensity just gets amplified by everybody. No senior wants to play their last football game, and, you gotta expect the unexpected, so to speak.
You guys did what you had to do. You got a home playoff game here to start things off. It's good to be at home, I'm sure.
Yeah, tonight we actually get fans. For most of the season, we've had 100 fans or less allowed. So home games have been really tough on us, like last week. And, just the whole year it's been pretty tough for home games. It felt more like a practice. And so tonight, hopefully, we'll have some people show up for a playoff game. And so being at home with some fans for the first time all year will be nice.
You guys, you're number one in the state in offense, and it all starts with that junior running back and your junior quarterback. It's a really good junior class you guys have.
Yes, it is. We get back one of our juniors that we've been missing all year. He broke his collarbone on the second play of the season. He's easily the best receiver in 3A, and we had really hoped that we could have had a three-headed monster, and so we finally get him back tonight. So we're anxious to see how well he can get back into the groove, so to speak, because he has, he had one catch for 30 yards and broke his collarbone, so that's all he's had. So we're hoping that he can get back into the fold quicker than sooner than later, so to speak.
All right, so tell me his name.
Nate Kuiper.
All right, Kuiper, you got another all-state receiver. You got an offensive line that functions as well as any in the state.
Yeah, well, you say that. It didn't seem like that last week, but
yeah,
I'm hoping that we can rebound a little bit and actually push people out of the way.
That had to have been kind of a weird game because you guys committed some turnovers in the game.
Yeah, we went into the game a little flat. And again, home games for us have been flat all year. It's been really hard to get up because it's so quiet. And, we drove down. We had it 1st and 10 at the 10. Everything was going good. And then we had a kid get nicked up, and I had to call a timeout. And we ended up stalling out on that drive, and we didn't get that kid back until, after Cody had driven the length of the field. And it was one of those things where we just seemed out of sorts. And, halftime we could have made some adjustments, but, we needed a slice of humble pie, so to speak, and our kids needed a reminder that they might not be as good as they thought they were before the game. So that was okay.
Your running back, Coach, he's easily one of the fastest guys in the state. He plays football with a vengeance, and that it was fun to watch you guys over in Riverton, even though it was a really long night for the Wolverines.
Well, hopefully he can get back in the groove. 2 weeks ago we played Powell, which is a really tough defense, and he had statistically he didn't have a great game, but he had a great game. He would get hit and then create 5 or 6 yards. That really ended up being the difference was what he did after he got hit. And so on the paper it looks like he had a mediocre game, but in reality he had a spectacular game. And then last week, I felt like he was the only one playing at a high level for us. And so, he's been very consistent and very steady throughout the year. And so it's one of those things where, statistically some games look better than others, but he has been just steady with his effort and execution all year long.
Well, you guys play a Riverton team that's struggled this year. I mean, they've got a new coach, but is there anything about the Wolverines that worries you a little bit? Because they kind of have nothing to lose tonight.
That right there scares you. They got nothing to lose. B, their quarterback's a great athlete. They got a great receiver. They got a running back that really wants the extra yard. He grinds for his yards. He is not scared to bang it in there. And so, I feel like at any moment that quarterback could stretch the field to points. If he gets loose, he is dangerous in space. The receiver, he can go up over anybody if he gets the opportunity. And so, they have weapons that can hurt you. They just struggle with consistency, in long drives. And so our whole goal is, if they get a play, that's fine. Put them back in the huddle, because the one thing they've struggled with in a new coaching regime is just consistency on longer drives. If you let them get chunk plays, they can put it in the end zone. But if you make them put together an 8 or 10 drive, they've had some bad things go wrong for them.
You guys have been building this program, and I know you got this huge junior class, but you've played like the best team in the state all year. And what is really the key for this group of kids?
Well, we work in the off season. We don't really have a down season. I mean, we start basically when the season ends. We'll go 3 days a week in the gym, and when you spend that much time together, and then you're in the weight room, that's the gym sessions are not included in weight room time. When you spend that much time together, you start to play for each other and just build a team. And it's hard to let go when you've invested so much time. If your mommy buys you a car, you don't really take care of it. If you work all summer and buy it yourself, you start to keep it clean and change the oil. And it's kind of like that around here, where we just are always with each other, and so they kind of lean on each other and have each other's back.
Hey, Coach. Hey, thanks for the interview. Good luck tonight. It'll be fun right here in McIntosh Field.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks.
Brown Sugar Coffee Roasters Roastery is proud to sponsor youth sports for the best in fresh roasted coffee, breakfast, lunch, and dinner on the weekends. You'll enjoy the best locally sourced food at Brown Sugar Coffee, 203 Main Street in Riverton.
Here's an important update from Wind River Family and Community Health Care. They are continuing to see patients during this trying time. If you have a cough, shortness of breath, and a fever, call 307-855-2966 or 307-857-9489 before coming to the clinic. A nurse will triage you over the phone. They will ask questions regarding symptoms and recent travel. You can also reach Wind River Family and Community Health Care by calling 856-9281.
Welcome back to the pregame show from William T. McIntosh Stadium in Jackson. Cody Beers, Brett Watson, and Rusty Wirtz here as we get ready for first-round playoff action between the Riverton Wolverines and the Jackson Bronx. This Jackson team individually, they've got a bunch of stars. Brody Hazenek, junior running back, he averages 199 yards a game for the season, Brett. 237 attempts, 1,590 yards, 17 touchdowns, and an average carry of 6.7 yards. On the other side, Trayton Hyatt, 92 yards a game. Trayton's had an outstanding season, 162 carries for 736 yards and 9 touchdowns. He averages 4.5 yards per carry. Passing-wise, both of these quarterbacks, excellent. Junior Sadler Smith throws for 173 yards a game. He has completed 92 of 155 passes, 59% for 1,385 yards, 12 touchdowns, and 5 interceptions. On the other side, Damon DeVries throwing the ball at 145 yards a game. He's completed 88 of 154 passes, 57% for 1,160 yards, 7 touchdowns, and 7 interceptions. Leading receiver for Jackson, Sam Scott. He's got 30 catches for 619 yards. He averages 21 yards a catch and 7 touchdowns. And on the other side, Lucas Engel, the big junior, 29 catches, 479 yards, and a touchdown. He's excellent. And then you've got a big tight end in the form of Colter Dawson for Jackson, who's caught 24 passes for 406 yards and 2 touchdowns. Individually, Hasenek, he's the real deal. But Riverton's got some weapons of their own.
You know, it's amazing looking at those stats, Cody. You know, he's got 1,590 yards, and that is double what the next highest kid, who was Ewing out of Douglas. I mean, that's amazing, and he's a junior, so yippee. But you talk about Riverton's weapons, and we talked about a little bit on the way over here. You know, and it kind of reminds me of the Drapers in the past. There's a kid, a sophomore, Nathan Hutchison, that he got some touches last week in Rollins, and he's just got some neat moves about him. He's shifty. So you about got to wonder, you know, that's a kid you might not scout if you're going through, you know, you're concentrated on you know, Dale with his quickness and speed, and Lucas, but that'll be interesting to see how that plays out with Hutch.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun tonight here at William T. McIntosh Stadium. Hey, we've been enjoying our preseason visits, our pregame visits all season long with Riverton first-year coach Troy Anderson. Anderson, who last year at this time was in Afghanistan. And that says a lot about the young man. He's an outstanding human being. He's very principled. And what I've seen this year out of this guy is that every Riverton coach is out there. They're coaching. They're in their players' faces. They're providing positive feedback. And this, our pregame interview with Troy Anderson, points again to the development of a young coach who brings people together and has that ability thanks to outstanding military experience in support of our efforts worldwide with the United States of America. Here's Troy Anderson. All right, Cody Beers here with Coach Troy Anderson. And, Coach, you wouldn't think it was November. It's beautiful today, and it's going to be good weather in Jackson tomorrow night.
Yeah, I mean, compared to Friday or Monday, we've been blessed here, and it's going to be nice tomorrow. So, I mean, it doesn't get much better than this. We got a playoff week. We got a bunch of young guys out here with us still practicing. I'm happy.
You guys make that trip over Togety Pass, and play a Jackson team that kind of gave you one on the chin early this season.
Yeah, I mean, they're good. I mean, they had a rough game last week, but they're very good. They've been good all year. I think Cody's the first team in Wyoming to beat them. We've got a little bit of not so happy history with them within the last 12 months. Maybe, like they say, maybe third time's a charm. So we're going to go over there and we're excited. Coaching staff's excited. We've looked pretty sharp in practice. This is a point in the year where things can get a little bit, a little lackadaisical, but we've been pretty sharp, so I'm happy with it.
What did you learn from what Cody did that you guys can take advantage of over in Jackson?
Yeah, I went and pulled a little bit of tape from that game. They don't, from an offense, not best, but I pull mostly the offensive or their defense standpoint. So Cody doesn't look a lot like us. So from a formational standpoint, it doesn't look a lot the same to us. I looked a lot at what Star Valley did with them, and there's some things that Star Valley did. Obviously, Star Valley lost that game, I'm pretty sure, but it was close. And so that showed us some things that I think that could be helpful. But the one thing I did pull from the Cody tape, it was pretty early, and to the degree that I almost texted Coach McFadden up at Cody to just like say what a job. They've got a kid, and what they do is they play about as violent a brand of football as you possibly can. They had a kid that I watched on one of their toss sweep jet kind of actions that they do at Cody. He knocked 2 players down and was looking for a third. So that's when we go into film tomorrow morning. That'll be the last play that I show them is that Cody play. But it was just really phenomenal. You don't see that kind of effort and that kind of just tenacity out of a high school kid often, but that was a heck of a play by that kid. So that's going to be the message.
You've got to get physical at Jackson. I think, and I've heard this, that you'd kind of like to slow it down a little bit and maybe use your whole play clock and take a few plays off the board for Jackson's offense.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sold on that, but it's an interesting concept. I think it's more of a tactical concept than a strategic concept. The thing is that you have to go back in hindsight on some level, but what we know is that we only had 42 offensive plays, and I would hate to steal offensive plays for myself in a game that I intend for us to be close in, winning or losing, and maybe have a chance to win at the end, or and ideally we have some points. But I think that's definitely a tactical thing that we're going to consider.
How do you slow down their running back? He's had a huge year.
Number 2, right? He's a stud, man. He could probably, he's arguably the best player in the state in regards to just in position and the ability. He's a stud. I think
All right, Cody Beers here with Coach Troy Anderson. And, Coach, you wouldn't think it was November. It's beautiful today, and it's going to be good weather in Jackson tomorrow night.
Yeah, compared to Friday or Monday, we've been blessed here, and it's going to be nice tomorrow. So, it doesn't get much better than this. We got a playoff week. We got a bunch of young guys out here with us still practicing. I'm happy.
You guys make that trip over Togety Pass and play a Jackson team that kind of gave you one on the chin early this season.
Yeah, they're good. They had a rough game last week, but they're very good. They've been good all year. I think Cody's the first team in Wyoming to beat them. We've got a little bit of not so happy history with them within the last 12 months. Maybe, like they say, maybe third time's a charm. So we're going to go over there and we're excited. Coaching staff's excited. We've looked pretty sharp in practice. This is a point in the year where things can get a little bit, a little lackadaisical, but we've been pretty sharp, so I'm happy with it.
What did you learn from what Cody did that you guys can take advantage of over in Jackson?
Yeah, I went and pulled a little bit of tape from that game. They don't, from an offense, not best, but I pull mostly the offensive or their defense standpoint. So Cody doesn't look a lot like us. So from a formational standpoint, it doesn't look a lot the same to us. I looked a lot at what Star Valley did with them, and there's some things that Star Valley did. Obviously, Star Valley lost that game, I'm pretty sure, but it was close. And so that showed us some things that I think that could be helpful. But the one thing I did pull from the Cody tape, it was pretty early, and to the degree that I almost texted Coach McFadden up at Cody to just like say what a job. But they've got a kid, and what they do is they play about as violent a brand of football as you possibly can. They had a kid that I watched on one of their toss sweep jet kind of actions that they do at Cody. He knocked 2 players down and was looking for a third. So that's when we go into film tomorrow morning. That'll be the last play that I show them, is that Cody play. But it was just really phenomenal. You don't see that kind of effort and that kind of just tenacity out of a high school kid often. But that was a heck of a play by that kid. So that's going to be the message.
You've got to get physical with Jackson. I think, and I've heard this, that you'd kind of like to slow it down a little bit and maybe use your whole play clock and take a few plays off the board for Jackson's offense.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sold on that, but it's an interesting concept. I think it's more of a tactical concept than a strategic concept. The thing is that you have to go back in hindsight on some level, but what we know is that we only had 42 offensive plays, and I would hate to steal offensive plays for myself in a game that I intend for us to be close in, winning or losing, and maybe have a chance to win at the end, or and ideally we have some points. But I think that's definitely a tactical thing that we're going to consider.
How do you slow down their running back? He's had a huge year.
Number 2, right? He's a stud, man. He could probably, he's arguably the best player in the state in regards to just any position, any ability. He's a stud. I think our goal, it didn't happen last time, and this sounds really strange to come out of the head coach's mouth, but our goal is to hold him to his average. If we can hold him to his average, we've done a really good job for ourselves. I think he was 340 against us last time. He averages about 198. I think we'd be well within the ball game if we could hold him to the average.
They've got a pretty good passing game, good quarterback, and they've got a good tall wide receiver in Sam Scott. Got to kind of get into them a little bit too.
Yeah, no, they do. I was just talking with the defensive guys out here at practice, is that when you run the ball that well and enough, you get defensive players, and this is the goal of an offensive guy, so I understand the perspective, but at least I think I do, that if you can run the ball enough and get them to start to second guess their assignments and try to stop that other thing, and their focus is so much on that, the passing game almost just becomes simple and easy in some ways, and I'm sure it has been, and they throw the heck out of the ball too, so you can't just dial in and put 10 guys in the box against them, because they spread it out a little bit, not a lot, but a bit, and so you have to play both aspects of the defensive game against them for sure.
Health-wise, you got some guys back this week.
Yeah, we got 3 of 6 back. We'd had 6 off the last couple of weeks, and we got 3 of them back. They're going to all play at some period of the game. I don't know to what degree. They all seem relatively healthy, but we will yet to be seen once we see real live game action.
Well, what do you hope to do offensively? You've got some weapons of your own.
Yeah. I think, like I talked at the end of the game last week, Lucas, we'd like to see him more involved. We wanted to see him involved all year, and it just happens when you have so many threats. We've got so many mouths to feed, if you will, offensively. And the other thing is that we know, and we've talked about this all season. Is that you've got to run the ball. That in and of itself, that would be my preferred, to go back to your previous question, that would be my preferred method of managing the clock, is for us to run the football. I think that's any head coach's kind of goal that's an offensive guy. So again, our front 5, we've got a little bit of depth there again, so that's helpful. And I just want these guys to get after and be violent. The Jackson line is probably the heart and soul of how they get such good things done, both offensively and defensively. But if you reflect back, and we showed them a little bit of film on Monday when it was so cold out of that, we did a lot of really wonderful and good things and big play stuff, that we would like to do some of that as well. But we want to be willing to just grind it out, kind of like we've done these last 2 games. If we can get 4 to 8 yards, 8 yards is beautiful, 4 yards a carry, no negatives. Sure. I think we've mitigated last week and not so much. We mitigated the penalties a little bit last week, so I think that's where we're going to cut at least in half. We turned the ball over 6 times against them. 0 is always a desired number, but maybe if we can 2 or less, I think it probably puts us in a real good position.
What's the mindset when you're trying to limit penalties?
Yeah, I mean, it's of the notion. I try to study the mentality of the game a bit, and they say, the smart people smarter than me say that if you talk about negative things out loud, they're like 10x more powerful. The World Series just ended. There's a story about Buckner that he was talking about that ball between his legs before the game. So I'm not too prone to talk about it because we've kind of been bitten on. I looked at the turnovers this week. I think we fumbled the ball 22 times, and we've given up 10 of them, which is not good. And I think we've got another 7 picks. So we're like 29 times of being dispossessed of it and then repossessing that back 12. But I just talk about ball security. I don't talk about the actual words as much, and just like how that's a key part of the game. So we can address it without being negative about it, I guess is kind of my point.
Sure, and then so we will talk about this since it kind of goes with what you're saying. Jackson committed 4 turnovers last week, and that was a big key in the game and limiting their possessions by forcing things to happen.
Yeah. I think that's the thing. I think you get them under the pump a little bit. They're just as prone to making mistakes as any other high school team out there. I watched that film. And it was the same thing against the Pocatello. We caught them. I just think about this today. We caught them after their previous loss, and we're going to catch them again after another loss. And I don't know how that lines up psychologically for us or against us. But it does tell us that's the key to the game is getting turnovers, and that's a conversation that I've had with the defensive coach Jeff Ross and the guys too.
You guys go over there tomorrow. You got most of the day to get ready for a game. You're in a beautiful place. It can be kind of a difficult place to think about why you're there when you see all these beautiful mountains around and just beautiful scenery.
Yeah, long bus ride, right? It's an awesome place over in Jackson Hole. It's one of the gems of Wyoming as far as geographically. We're going to take our time to get over there. We've been lucky enough to be able to fit that up with our travel schedule. But we traveled on a long road trip up to Buffalo, and we're able to maintain focus against a very good team. That I've said this all year, the Buffalo's record is not indicative of who they are as a team. A very tough team. Could have easily been a 1 or 2 loss team, I think. So I think that holds well for us. I don't think that bitter loss that we had, a handful of weeks ago is lost in these guys' minds. I think it'll still be there, so I think it'll hold on that long trip and with the good scenery.
Coach, I've enjoyed these pregame visits quite a bit, and it's fun to try to get into your head a little bit, even though you're wearing a mask and can't really see what you're thinking.
Yeah, I love chatting, talking stuff with people, and just perspective. I try to give credit where credit's due, and it's fun. And man, to be honest, hopefully we get another week out of it. People will start thinking this time of year, like, it's football's over. Like, I know everybody on our staff wants to get as many weeks, 3 weeks, more weeks out of this would be outstanding, So that's kind of where we are as a mentality, and I think we got enough seniors that much of our team is still there that they want to make the absolute best of this. And I think I talked to somebody the other night. I think I was texting with them. I forget who it was locally, but I think we're still getting better, especially offensively. We're starting to understand the rules and stuff, and I think we made a bit of a change. I think it was after the Jackson game, defensive schematically, so that's a change that's going to be different. So I think all those things, and we're starting to have some ownership in those things, and some mastery as well.
Hey, start things on a positive, because as soon as your game gets over, it's Wyoming Cowboy time in Laramie tomorrow night too.
Yeah, it'd be nice to put together back-to-back Wolverine wins and Cowboy wins. Cowboys get there first, and maybe we get another one in advance.
Hey, Coach, thanks for all your time this season. We'll see you after the game, and we'll be right back here hopefully next week talking again.
That would be outstanding. Thanks, Cody.
Welcome back to William McIntosh Stadium here as we get ready to roll. And we apologize for whatever happened technically that caused us to listen to 1.5 of Troy Anderson as these teams come out. Riverton won the flip. They deferred. And it's the first time, I believe, in 8 weeks that we finally won a flip, Brett. And that's kind of fun. When you win a flip, you actually get to make a decision early in the game.
Hey, maybe that's a sign of things to come. Just a little bit of a note, you pointed out earlier, there might be as many Riverton fans here as there is Jackson.
Yeah, this place...
Of course, they've been in real lockdown up here, and the coach alluded to it, their home games have been like practices, so...
Tanner Johnson to kick it off for Riverton. He'll kick it deep. It's going to go deep in the end zone and out of the back. And what a kick by Tanner Johnson. And we'll see the Jackson Bronx out on offense here on 93.9. We're also streaming live at wyotoday.com. Jackson out in their home black uniforms, white numbers. And Sadler Smith leads it here as the Sutherland starting lineups. We did get some word in from the PA announcer, Clancy Maher, a starting linebacker, a second-string running back for Jackson. He's unavailable. And also starting offensive lineman Jacobo Martinez. Here's a straight snap to Hazenek, and Hazenek will move forward for about 7 yards on the first play of the game.
Hazenek does what Hazenek does.
It was a direct snap. That first tackle by Braden Vincent on the play. 2nd down and 3. Sadler Smith back. He'll throw deep over the middle, and it's hauled in. And Blake Dale will make the catch at the 32-yard line. That will be 25-18, 43 yards on the first play.
And I believe that was their new receiver they just got back, number 80, was it not?
Nate Kuipert, as they come out in a hurry-up offense, come back from here's Hazenek along the right side. He's going to gain about 10 yards on first down. We'll get these sticks moving. I believe it'll be 2nd down. Jackson out in the hurry-up offense. So already Hazenek 2 carries for 16 yards in the game. It'll be, it's going to go for a 10-yard game, So 2 carries, 17 yards for Hazenek. Early, here's Sadler Smith in the gun. He'll fade to pass over the middle, wide open catch. And that one going to go to Sam Scott. And it's going to go for, looks to like about 17 yards. So 2 for 2, 60 yards on this drive. Jackson right out. They're driving the football. Here's Hazenek around the right turner. He's in. Touchdown, Jackson.
Wow.
That was quick. It was fast. And that run about 9 yards. So Hazenek with a 9-yard run quickly for Jackson.
And a little bit of a different, they came out throwing about 50% of the time, and they were open.
Minute and 11 seconds on an 80-yard drive, capped off by Brody Hazenek. And on for the PAT is Jackson kicker, and it's good. So 7-0 Jackson Bronx, 10:49 to play, first quarter. It's 7-0 here on the Taco John scoreboard. We'll take a break. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Lehman Studios is a proud supporter of Fremont County Athletics. Lehman Studios offers sports cards, mugs, statuettes, plus several photo package options. Visit us today at 210 West Main in Riverton. Lehman Studios, 856-3941.
Howdy, partners out there in 10 County land. This is Gary Michaud from the WRTA bus line. We are looking forward to reconnecting with all our riders and friends once it is safe for the WRTA to operate. In the meantime, the WRTA would like to graciously thank all those who are keeping our county running, especially the healthcare workers. On behalf of Share a Ride and the WRTA, we can't wait to see all your healthy faces when Big Blue reopens. So don't drink and drive, wear your seatbelt, and keep all 4 wheels on the road.
Welcome back. That PAT kick by Jonathan Vasquez Vargas, and it's 7-0 Jackson. We're fixing the on the live today, wyotoday.com stream. We're fixing the scoreboard. We had a little technical difficulty there, and so 7-0 Jackson. A minute and 11 seconds into this. Here's Vargas's kick. It'll be fielded right down the middle, and running it up the middle is, I believe, Jared Lucas on the play. It's actually going to be Lucas Engel with the return, and he'll bring it out to the 29, right at the 30-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for Riverton.
And we got some yellow stuff down on the field there, Cody, at the 40. That was way behind the play, so you always assume a block in the back or holding, but It was way in front of the play, and then they're
looks like they're going to pick it up. No, they're going to move them back. As David Joyce says, we'll take that penalty.
And it's a little tough. I wish somebody come up and wash these windows before the game. We got the sun beaming off the dirty window, so on the south side of the field, it gets a little tough to see numbers and players. And
now 15-yard penalty takes it back to the 15-yard line, and the Riverton Wolverines right off the bat with one penalty for 15 yards. And out under center, it's Damon DeVries. He's got two receivers right, two left. Here's Trayton Hyatt right up the middle. And a short gain as we look straight into the sun here. And that tackle by Colter Dawson of Jackson. So Jackson, well, they play a tough rush defense. And Riverton going to try to run it. They gain about a yard. It's 2nd and 9. Two receivers right, two receivers left. DeVries under center. He'll hand it straight up the middle again. And a nice spin move by Hyatt. He'll get out near the 18-yard line on that run. So 3rd and 2 for Hyatt. And so the Riverton Wolverines out, two receivers each side. Hyatt behind DeVries under center. DeVries will fade to pass, coming, and he's going to go down hard on the sack. And that sack on the play going to be delivered by Stephen Hoffren, the senior linebacker. And, man, he was in on DeVries before he could do a thing, Brett.
Boy, and he just didn't have any chance to turn it upfield and run or anything. So this is what Riverton doesn't want to do. They don't want to go 3s and outs and turn the ball back over to this high-flying Jackson team. So
4th and 8 from the 18-yard line, and back to punt is Tanner Johnson at his own 5. And he'll get the punt off. It's going to be a real good punt and a beautiful bounce for Riverton. It's going to go inside the 20-yard line. That's going to settle in. It's going to be a 32 and 32, 63-yard punt for Tanner Johnson. And it'll be Jackson football, 8:56 to play first quarter. Jackson leads at 7-0. They'll have it 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line. What a punt by the junior punter. He flipped the field very effectively.
Cody, and already an important series. We've got to slow these guys up. You can't go down 14-0 early on.
Sadler Smith in the pistol. Two receivers right, one left. 1st and 10, and we'll get a flag thrown. Oh, no, it'll be Jackson time with 8:56 to play in this first quarter. We're going to take a break. It's Jackson 7, Riverton nothing. Hey, we're on 93.9 KTAK, and we're streaming live at wyotoday.com.
When repairs are complete after a collision, you expect your car, SUV, or truck to look like new. That's the service you'll receive at Stork Auto Body in Riverton. Professionalism and meticulous attention to detail. You can depend on Stork Auto Body, 841 Miniweb Avenue, Riverton.
Welcome back, William T. McIntosh Stadium. It'll be Jackson football as Sadler Smith, the junior signal caller, comes out in the short gun. He'll have two receivers right, two left, and Brody Hasnick off his right shoulder. He'll hand to Hasnick. Big hole up the middle. Hasnick back left, spins, stops, and then he'll be gobbled up on the play, but not after he gains 22 yards on the play. So I saw the 100 top NFL plays, Brett, the other night on my phone, and that was reminiscent of Barry Sanders.
Boy, and he just stopped.
There's
dead.
Hasnick again. He's going to gain 8 yards, and a slew of Riverton tacklers will storm him noted. So already in this game, Hasnick with 5 carries and 58 yards. 2nd and 1 for Jackson. Sadler Smith throws it right side to Sam Scott. He'll break out in the open and tackled on the play by Riverton, but not before another Jackson first down. This Jackson offense is designed to keep you out of your normal range of friendliness, And that time, Sam Scott with a 14-yard gain. Sadler-Smith rolls left, out of bounds, incomplete.
Finally.
And that pass intended for senior Henry Hershock. So incomplete pass for Smith.
Really been a nice game plan by Jackson, Cody. They're throwing on a little bit of everything at us. I mean, obviously you got their tough running back, but some short passes, deep passes across the middle. So
Smith in the short gun. It'll be 2nd and 10. And this is where you want to keep Jackson if you can. Hasenick off the left shoulder of Smith. Here's Hasenick. He'll take it up the middle, and he'll be wrapped up quickly on the play. And Riverton tackler there, number 50. And I don't have turning the program over. Chris Topom. Welcome back to Chris Topom. And he is one of the 3 guys that Riverton got back. 3rd and 8 for Jackson at the 35. And Hasenick will be gobbled up again by Topom, and that'll force 4th down on Jackson. So Riverton doing a nice job wrapping up on those 2 plays.
Boy, and that's what you need, Cody. He just didn't get any gain. But, hey, they're going to go for it.
Hey, 4th down and 8 here. Here's a big defensive play for Riverton. 7:07 first quarter. Jackson leads it 7-0. And it's 4th and 8 from the 35-yard line. Here's Smith. He'll roll right. Looking for somebody to pass it to. Throws it down to Colter Dawson. He'll bring it in. The big man rumbles and stumbles his way all the way to the 10-yard line. And that'll be a 1st down and goal, I believe, inside the 10 for this team. And another, looks like a 25-yard gain for Colter Dawson. So here's a run left side.
He's in.
And in for his 2nd touchdown is Brody Hasenick. I looked down. They were to the line and ran the play really fast. 10-yard touchdown by Hasenick. And it's 13-0 already in this one. So 10-yard run by Hasenick at the 6:41 mark. And it's 31-0 as now Vargas going to come out. And I believe he'll attempt the PAT unless Jackson decides, oh, we got a penalty on the play. It's coming back, Brett.
Oh.
So no touchdown. Hold on here a minute. Looking into this sun.
All I see is a water film on the window, so I missed it all.
It'll be a 5-yard penalty. It'll take the ball back to the 18-yard line. So it'll be 1st down from the 18. Here's Smith back to pass. He'll throw over the middle, wide open on the play. And down to about the 1-yard line is Kuiper. And Kuiper's 2nd big catch of this first quarter. That one goes for 17 yards. Smith out in the short gun in the hurry-up offense. They'll hand it off. Hasenick straight up the middle. He walks in. 1-yard touchdown. So,
well, at least we made him burn some more clock.
Token defense by Riverton here on a 1-yard touchdown by Brody Hasenick. It's 13-0 at the 6:34 mark, so 7 seconds eclipsed, and it's 13-0. Vargas going to come on for the kick. It's going to be up and good. 14-0 Jackson. 6:34 to play first quarter. We'll take a break. This is 93.9 KTAK, and we're streaming live at wyotoday.com.
That's the sound you hear when you know you've just improved your chances of surviving a crash. This Thanksgiving holiday and every single time you get in your vehicle, be sure you and your passengers always buckle up. When you wear your seatbelt as a front seat occupant, your risk of fatal injury goes down 45%. So be sure you arrive safely this holiday season and always buckle up. This message brought to you by the Wyoming Department of Transportation.
Welcome back to William McIntosh Stadium. Brody Hasenick already with a pair of touchdowns, one from 9 yards, one from 1 yard. It's 14-0, and we're just barely halfway through this first quarter. Riverton had flipped the field nicely on a Tanner Johnson punt, but that ended up an 82-yard drive in 5 plays.
But I don't know what this Jackson offensive flipping the field early
Here's
makes
an
a
onside
difference.
kick, and recovering it nicely
Wow.
is Jared Lucas. And there was nobody there except Jared Lucas and a slew of Jackson Bronx. And so nice to have number 52 out there on the sure hands unit, as that was going to be a shocker. And Riverton, who got burned against Jackson earlier in the season, gets really good field position now at the Jackson 46 with 6:32 to play in this first quarter.
And you keep beating this drum, but they've got to get something done offensively here. Down 14 zip.
Riverton 2 receivers right, 1 left, and Hayden Brown blocking in front of Hyatt. Hyatt will carry Jackson Bronx for about 3 yards, and a couple big men got tied up, and it looked like a sumo wrestling match as Ryland Kane mixing it up with the big man from Jackson, number 71, Carson Heffron. But 2-yard gain for Trevor Hyatt on first down. He's got 3 carries now for 10 yards. 2nd and 8 for Riverton at the Jackson 44. 4 receivers in the set. And here's Damon DeVries. He'll roll out, looking right, pass it downfield. And he finds a receiver, Hayden Brown. Brown going to be inside the 15-yard line. That'll be a gain on the play of about 30 yards for Hayden Brown.
And he was open, Cody, and like we talked early in the game, that may be the key to Riverton keeping pace with these guys.
So 30-yard gain, Brown. And Riverton comes out 1st and 10 at the Jackson 14-yard line. Yeah, this Jackson team last in 3A against the pass. Here's DeVries under center. He'll find Blake Dale in the jet sweep. Dale inside toward the end zone, and he'll be tackled inside the 1-yard line. 14-yard gain on the play for Blake Dale. So 2nd and 1 at the 1 for the Riverton Junior. He cut it up quick on that play and gobbled up the yards, Brett.
And that's been key to it all year. We tend to string that up towards the sideline, and we just need to find a gap.
First down. Here's DeVries. He'll quarterback, sneak it in.
Right behind your big center.
Touchdown. Damon DeVries from 1 yard. He'll score from 1 at the 5-minute mark. Damon DeVries. And it's 13-6. And Riverton will come out. Tanner Johnson. He'll try to attempt the PAT. Let's take a break. We'll be right back on KTAK, streaming live at wyotoday.com.
Riverton Vision Center offers comprehensive eye health exams, highly trained staff, and a large selection of fashion eyewear and sunglasses. Dr. Ballard, Dr. Hinkle, and Dr. Frazier offer over 70 years of experience. Call Riverton Vision Center at 856-9451 to schedule an appointment today.
Tanner Johnson's PAT is good. It's 14-7. High-flying first quarter, Brett.
Boy, and Cody, Riverton really needed that. And in that time, unlike in Riverton, that onside kick kind of backfired on Jackson, but that was a much-needed touchdown by the Riverton offense. And I don't see any signs that our defense is going to slow these guys down. So it's just, I think it's going to be a shootout.
Well, Riverton able to score after getting outstanding field position after an onside kick attempt by Jackson. So David Joyce rolling the dice a bit. We get a final score in from Shoshone. Hey, congratulations to the Shoshone Wranglers. Move on to the state semifinals. Final score, Shoshone 48, Pine Bluff 6. Ernie Over on that call from Shoshone. And, well, now Ernie Over can listen to some Wolverine football as the Wranglers move on. They'll play a semifinal game next week. So congratulations to Coach Trumpler and his Shoshone Wranglers team. Riverton, well, they'll kick it off. Here's Tanner Johnson. That's just a beautiful night for football. 60 degrees here at kickoff. Johnson will tee it up. He'll let it go. It'll go deep into the end zone.
He is kicking them out of the end zone, Cody.
He is locked on tonight. The junior already with a 63-yard punt. He's kicked 2 kickoffs out of the end zone.
Not that I think it will, but if it comes down to a field goal, maybe he's going to hit a 50-yarder.
So Brody Hazenik, 7 carries for 57 yards and a pair of touchdowns here in the first quarter. And Sadler Smith, after getting the call from his coach, David Joyce, will come on. And it was fun talking to Joyce. He's got a quiet confidence about himself, and you can tell that he wears a lot of pride for Jackson football. Here's Smith in the gun. 2 receivers left, 1 right. Here's Hazenik. He'll go around the left end. Nobody there. And running with the ball is Hazenik. He'll gain out to right at the 35-yard line. It'll be a 15-yard run. So now 8 carries in the game for 72 yards for the junior running back. The leading rusher in the state. First down from the 35 of Jackson for the Broncs. Here's Smith in the short gun. 2 receivers right, 1 left. He'll fake the handoff, throw it long across the middle, and dropped. And nice coverage by Tanner Johnson on the play as Sam Scott had that ball in his hands until Tanner Johnson knocked it free.
That was a nice play by junior Tanner.
Yeah, Tanner with the nice job there on defense. It'll be 2nd down and 10 for Jackson. Of course, Sadler Smith, the state's top thrower in Class 3A. He'll be in the short gun. And it's a fumble. And Riverton is going to get on the ball, picking it up. The big man on his way. And a turnover. And recovering that ball is
Smith.
Caden Smith. And he'll run it to the 25. Rumbling and stumbling. It's Riverton football.
Well, that was about a lineman dream, Cody.
I know you got all twitchy on the play, Brett, but I got twitchy because Hazenik and Sadler Smith just mishandled that ball, and that's what hurt Jackson last week. Turnovers and giving the other team a short field. Here's Riverton coming out 1st and 10 at the Jackson 24. Here's DeVries under center. He's got 2 receivers left, 2 receivers right, and he'll fade to pass. Throw it across the middle and tipped and nearly intercepted by Jackson middle linebacker Colter Dawson.
I don't think he's seen Dawson coming across the middle, Cody, and Dawson's a big kid. He's got to be 6'3", 6'4".
Yeah, he's about 6'3", 210, so
he's a beast.
Incomplete pass for DeVries on the play, but Riverton now 2nd and 10 at the 26-yard line of Jackson. First quarter, Riverton trying to cash in as Hyatt across the left side. He'll take big hits all the way around from Jackson. That was a team effort for Jackson, led by Henry Berze, a junior linebacker. And we got Rusty Wurst playing catch with the video monitor. That was a nice catch. She should have gained 10 yards. That officially going to go for a gain of 1 for Trayton Hyatt. Now 4 carries for 11 yards. Here's DeVries out in the no running back set, five receiver set for Riverton. He'll fade to pass. Got a lot of time. He'll throw it deep. Lucas Engel over his shoulder and off his hands. And it goes incomplete. Lucas had to adjust a little bit as that ball tailed back over his left shoulder. And now it's going to be 4th down.
It looked catchable from our vantage point. Boy, I'm not too sure this is not 4th down territory.
So 4th and 9, and Riverton sends out Tanner Johnson. And this will be an important field goal. Riverton trying to put up points whenever it touches the ball. And it'll be a
41.
Right at a 41, 42-yard attempt for Tanner Johnson. Damon DeVries with the hold. Rylan Kane with the snap. A good snap down. Johnson lines it up.
It looks good.
Ball on the way. It's good. 42 yards for Tanner Johnson at the 3:35 mark of the first quarter. Riverton takes advantage of the Jackson turnover. It's Jackson 14, Riverton 10, 3:35 to play first quarter. We'll take a break on KTAK FM and streaming live at wyotoday.com.
Porter's Mountain View Supply is proud to support local high school sports teams for home heating, outdoor grilling, and barbecue, along with the best in spas and hot tubs. See Porter's Mountain View Supply, your locally owned dealer, for top brands like Hearthstone, Quadrifire, and Blaze King stoves, Weber, Big Green Egg, and Green Mountain Grills, Free Flow and Sundance Spas, along with service after the sale. Call Porter's Mountain View Supply in Riverton at 856-6993. Porter's.
Welcome back to William T. McIntosh Stadium, a 14-10 ball game here in the first quarter. Riverton scoring 10 straight points, taking advantage of a turnover. We're going to look at some scores here. Well, nothing in 3A. Douglas beat Star Valley today 16-14 after the Braves missed a late field goal in the fourth quarter. Here's Tanner Johnson. He'll tee it up, and a line drive kick downfield picked up by Brody Hazanek. Here's Hazanek over the 10, over the 20. He nearly loses the ball, picks it back up, and he'll be tackled on the play by Riverton, Jared Lucas. And they'll gain, it's about 25-yard gain for Hazanek on that return.
That was an interesting call, Cody. He's been kicking around the end zone all night, and then you squib it to the one guy you probably don't want to touch the ball.
Yeah, so Jackson going to have 1st and 10 at their own 33-yard line. And Sadler Smith out in the gun. He'll have Hazanek off his left knee and another running back to the right. In motion, Sam Scott. And the handoff, Hazanek, big tackle. Caden Smith gets him, no gain.
Caden has had a great end of the season.
They say Caden Smith, the most improved player on this Riverton defense all year. And it's hard to dispute that. The big man, 6'3", 285. Fun young man to talk to. He loves football. Here's Sadler Smith. He'll take it right up the middle himself. And they expected Hazanek to get it. He did not. Chris Topom going to tackle him about the 45-yard line. It'll be a first down on that run.
They had Riverton fooled on that.
So Sadler Smith on the 10-yard gain. His first carry. A quick handoff to Hazanek. And he'll be taken down on the play by Chris Topom. So Hazanek now 10 carries at a gain of 2 yards as Jackson lines up quickly. 2nd down, 8 at the 47-yard line. That tackle by Chris Topom. 14-10 ball game, 2:40 in the first quarter. Here's Hazanek off the right side.
Oh.
They had him wrapped up and let him get out of there. And now making the tackle is
like Gantenbein.
Keith Gantenbein, or not Keith Gantenbein, Caden Gantenbein.
Oh, Keith might get down there too.
Yeah,
occasionally.
Keith would like to be there. He's standing up over there in the bleachers with no jacket on, rooting on his son in what could be his final high school game. 3rd and about 3 for Jackson. Here's Smith. He'll take it right up the middle again and going to carry guys forward for the first down. Ryland Kane on that tackle
Second
for
effort.
Riverton. So 1st and 10 for Jackson inside Riverton territory now with 2:06 to play first quarter. It's Jackson 14 and Riverton 10. Here's Smith. Quick snap to Hazanek. He'll take the left around the left lane, work his way toward the sidelines, and then he'll be driven out of bounds by Blake Dale. But another first down carry for Brody Hazanek. 11 carries now for Hazanek. He gains right at 15 yards. And it'll be first down now at the Riverton 29. We're looking straight into the sun here. Smith fades to the left, and just a dropped pass that time by Nate Kuipert.
We
right
gave
in his
him
hands.
way too much cushion over there. He was wide open.
He was open by 5-6 yards on the play. So 2nd down, 10 yards to go. No, we didn't. 2nd and 10 for Jackson. And it looks like the ball is right at the 29-yard line. So Smith out in the gun. 2 receivers left, 1 in motion. He'll hand to Hazanek off the left tackle. And Brody finding space. Damon DeVries and Chris Topom with the tackle. But Hazanek moves the sticks again. That'll be a gain of 15 yards. So back-to-back 15-yard carries for Brody Hazanek. Right now the Riverton defense, they need to be stripping the ball, working on another turnover, and need a stop. Here's Smith to Hazanek up the middle, and they'll get a hold of Hazanek that time.
That looks
It'll be
strange.
Braden Vincent.
Things just kind of stopped.
Gain of 3 yards on the play. Right at 3 yards for Hazanek. It'll be 2nd and 7, as that was Hazenek's 13 carry of this first quarter. Here's Smith in the gun. He'll fake to Hazanek, cross the middle, and bobbled and nearly intercepted on the play by Tanner Johnson. That pass intended for Sam Scott was incomplete. So 3rd and 7 Jackson. Ball located at the 13-yard line of Riverton. Getting signals in. Smith out. He'll go in the shotgun. Hasnick off his right shoulder. 2 receivers right, 1 left. In the shotgun, here's a handoff to Hasnick. He'll take that left side of the Riverton defense again. Lucas with the near tackle. Hasnick toward the goal line, and they'll tackle him just short at about the 1-yard line. So a gain of 12 yards for Hasnick on the play. It'll be 1st and goal, Jackson Bronx. Smith under center. One receiver left, 1 receiver right. He'll take it up the middle. Smith standing up, scores on the 1-yard touchdown run. So 37.3 seconds to go, first quarter. And Smith scores on the 1-yard run. We're going to take a break. We'll be back. It's Jackson 20, Riverton 10. This is Riverton High School football on KTA KFM and streamed live at wildtoday.com.
High Plains Power is a Touchstone Energy Cooperative. What does that mean for you as a Rural Electric Association member? It all comes down to 7 principles: open membership, 1 voice, 1 vote, member benefits, independence, education, cooperation, and community. To understand how it all works, we're headed back in time. In 1879, electricity was in major cities, but rural areas were out of luck. In 1935, President FDR made it possible for companies to build power lines to unserved areas. By the time we hit 1941, some 400 electric co-ops had been organized to serve rural America, just like High Plains Power. For more information, visit nreca.org.
Welcome back, William T. McIntosh Stadium. Another drive for Jackson on the play. 37.3 seconds to go in this first quarter. It's Jackson 21, Riverton 10. Vargas made that PAT, and now Riverton looking to get things going here with another possession here in the first quarter. So Vargas lines it up at his own 40. Vargas, well, he'll kick it, a little pooch kick down about halfway in the field to Lucas Engel. Engel going to cross the field and be wrestled right away. And you'd think you'd want to run straight up the field on that, Brett, but he didn't. And Stephen Heffron with that tackle. So Riverton 1st and 10 at the 26-yard line. Jackson leads this one, 21-10. 32 seconds to play in this first quarter, and it's been up and down the field in this one, Brett.
In a hurry, and again, we're in another position. We've got to keep scoring.
Here's DeVries under center. He'll hand it straight up the middle. Good run by Trayton Hyatt up over the 35 to the 36, and I believe that's going to be a first down for the Wolverines.
Nice job of blocking on the right side of the line. I think that's where Jared Lucas is filling in, if I'm not mistaken.
And it is going to be a 10-yard gain for Trayton Hyatt, his best of the game now. 5 carries for Trayton Hyatt, unofficially for 21 yards. And a first down for the Wolverines. 17 seconds and counting here in this first quarter. Damon DeVries out under in the short gun, and man, we got sun right in our face.
It's
tough
worse.
to see. Here's DeVries. He'll fade to pass.
He's got room
He's
to
gonna
run.
He's got a lot of room up the front. He'll take on Colter Dawson and gain 9 yards, actually an 8-yard run for Damon DeVries on the first run of the game for Damon DeVries. First quarter over. It's Jackson 21, Riverton 10. Let's take a break here on 93.9 KTAK and streaming live at wildtoday.com.
Central Wyoming has locations across Fremont County ready to serve you at DuBois Medical Clinic, Riverton Community Health, and Lander Community Health Pediatrics. We accept all forms of insurance, including Medicaid and Medicare. Are you struggling to get medical care? Ask for their sliding fee scale. From family medicine to pediatrics, community health centers are here to serve you. Call 307-463-7160 or visit chccw.org to schedule your appointment.
Long have our ancestors debated, taco or quesadilla? Now, Taco John's has finally found the answer. Both. Introducing the Chicken Quesadilla Taco. A taco made with a cheesy quesadilla shell filled with grilled all-white meat chicken and chipotle sauce. And now you can get 2 of them for just $5. History and tacos made. Taco John's. From ching, bigger, bolder, better.
T. McIntosh Stadium. Here's
wow.
Hyatt. He'll be dropped for a 5-yard loss by Colter Dawson. So just like that, 25% of Trayton Hyatt's yards taken away from him on that loss. So it's going to be 3rd down now and about 5.
Well, that was some impressive quick math there, Mr. Beers.
11:34 and counting in the second quarter. 21-10 lead as Damon DeVries enters center. He's got 4 receivers in the set. It'll be a jet sweep to Blake Dale, and Jackson will bottle him up. Dale, with nowhere to go, is going to be wrestled down at the 39-yard line, a loss of 2 yards.
And that's how that plays went all year. The first time we get a good gain, and then it's just
well, it's not difficult to sniff out after the first time you run it. And it'll be 4th down now and 7, and Tanner Johnson going to come on and boot it away for the Wolverines. We've got about 30 minutes of sunlight left, and I can tell you, folks, it's right in our face here in the press box. It's a beautiful night, 60-plus degrees. Tanner Johnson back deep on a 4th and 7 play as Chris Topom hustles on the field. And Johnson now waiting for that snap.
We don't want to see a lot of these if you're Riverton, because we've shown no signs of slowing them down.
Another good boot. It's going to be fumbled on the play. Riverton down on it. And Ryland Kane says, we got it. Riverton got it on the muff punt. It'll be Riverton with the ball, 1st and 10 inside Jackson territory.
Looked like Vincent came up with that ball.
A nice recovery by Braden Vincent. It'll be 35 yards from pay dirt for the Riverton offense. So Damon DeVries back on. Second mistake of this ball game for the Jackson Bronx. But again, as we look through this dirty window, Brett.
Yeah, he was just up here with some cleaner too.
Damon DeVries, 2 receivers right, 1 left. And DeVries fades to pass. He'll look over the middle. And it's going to fall incomplete right past Lucas Engel, who wasn't watching for the football.
That looks strange, Cody. It almost looked like he quit on his route.
So 2nd and 10 for Riverton. And they need a break here. They need to drive the ball and keep pace with this Jackson offense. Already Douglas knocked off Star Valley today in 16-14, a game that was marred by turnovers by Star Valley. We're going to get a timeout by Riverton with 10:24 to play first half. We'll go with it. This is Riverton Wolverine football, first round playoff action on 93.9 FM and streamed live at wyotoday.com.
It's back. Lander Medical Clinic presents the fastest flu shot in the West, the Drive-Thru Flu Clinic. Every Wednesday and Saturday in October, you can drive in, roll up your sleeve, and get a flu shot without ever leaving your car. Drive-through hours are Wednesday 4 to 6 and Saturdays from 9 until 1. Drive-through in your car, your motorcycle, your bike, unicycle, skateboard, even your horse. Remember, Wednesday 4 to 6 and Saturdays from 9 until 1. The Drive-Thru Flu Clinic at Lander Medical Clinic.
You want to change the look of your home, but you don't have money for siding right now. It's too late for painting outside. Here's a solution. A new entry door by Wadena Millwork. Hi, this is Chuck Parmley with Overhead Door Company of Riverton and Lander. Save 10% in October on Wadena Millwork entry doors in steel, fiberglass, or traditional wood. These handsome doors are energy efficient, secure, and nearly maintenance-free. See the complete line at Overhead Door, 600 East Main in Riverton, or call 856-DOOR.
Welcome back, Damon DeVries.
Got all kinds of flags.
Get a flag and laundry all over the field as
looks
Damon
like a false start.
Had faded to pass. We got a false start on Riverton. That'll be the 2nd penalty on Riverton for 20 yards in the ballgame.
Is that our first penalty, Cody?
Second one.
Second one.
So 2nd penalty for 20 yards. And now it'll be 2nd and 15 for Riverton at the 40-yard line of Jackson. 2 receivers left, 2 receivers right, and DeVries under center. Here's a fade, and DeVries will hit Nathan Hutchison. He's going to go inside the 25-yard line. It's going to be a gain of 16 yards on the play. Nathan Hutchison doing his thing, Brett.
And that's what we talked about, what I talked about early in the game. I think they got to get him some touches.
So 4th pass for Damon DeVries, actually 5th pass. He's 3 for 5 in this game, and boy, Hutch makes things happen. He broke that tackle.
Broke that at about a 2-yard gain and busted it into a 12.
1st and 10 for Riverton as DeVries under center. He'll hand it inside to Hyatt, and he'll move that pile near the 20-yard line. It'll be a gain of 4 yards for Trayton Hyatt. 7 carries in the first half for 20 yards for Trayton Hyatt. So 2nd down and about, they're going to give him 3. So 2nd and 7 for Riverton. DeVries under center. 2 receivers right, 2 receivers left. And Hyatt back in there. He'll fade left, DeVries, and he'll have some room to run, and then he'll get gobbled up on the play. That tackle by William Pugh, the big junior defensive lineman for Jackson. But the gain of about 3 yards for DeVries. And if you're going to take off running, you got to turn the afterburners on right away, because this Jackson team very athletic, and they just ran DeVries down from behind.
Again, Cody, I think we're in 4-down territory. We've not shown the ability to slow their offense down. So
3rd and about 4.5 from the 19-yard line for Riverton. There's DeVries out under center. 4 receivers in the set, and Trayton Hyatt behind DeVries. In motion, DeVries rolls to the left, and he's going to have to take off and run. And he's going to get a 1st down inside the 10, 5, stretching, touchdown Riverton, I believe.
Boy, that was risky. He got it in.
It's a touchdown. So DeVries, as we look into the sun with the big run, and that's a 19-yard run for Damon DeVries, and a touchdown. It's 21-16 now, as Riverton keeps fighting here in the first half. Tanner Johnson going to come on for the kick. That score at the 8:39 mark of the 2nd quarter. And a great run by Damon DeVries. Here's Johnson. He'll kick it up and through. It's 21-17. Riverton hanging tough with the Jackson Bronx. We'll be back. This is 93.9 FM and streaming live at wyotoday.com.
It's back. Lander Medical Clinic presents the fastest flu shot in the West. The Drive-Thru Flu Clinic. Every Wednesday and Saturday in October, you can drive in, roll up your sleeve, and get a flu shot without ever leaving your car. Drive-thru hours are Wednesday 4 to 6 and Saturdays from 9 until 1. Drive-thru in your car, your motorcycle, your bike, unicycle, skateboard, even your horse. Remember, Wednesday 4 to 6 and Saturdays from 9 until 1. The Drive-Thru Flu Clinic at Lander Medical Clinic.
Welcome back. William T. McIntosh Stadium in Jackson. Cody Beers, Brett Watson. And you know what, Eric just sent us a text. Hey, we're here and you're home, man. Who's having more fun?
Nice.
We're in Jackson, and guess what? We just heard bear number 399, the famous Grizzly with the 4 Cubs.
Oh, I didn't know it was 399.
Yeah, she's about a mile from here right now. I don't know how the PA guy can see her, but I think she ought to come on and perform at halftime. Eagle Eye, he says. So, well, we got a good ball game here as Tanner Johnson tees it up, and he'll kick it, deep as it's picked up on the 5-yard line, and the runner going to take off up the middle. Nobody there. Brandon Couch going to finally run down the runner, Sam Lopeman, as Lopeman gallops all the way out to the 39-yard line. So nice run there by Sam Lopeman, and Riverton went for the fake on that play. Lopeman faked it to Hasenick, and big shock, you'd go with number 2, and then Lopeman just rumbled and stumbled his way to the 38-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 Jackson. Here's Sadler Smith in the gun. He'll hand off and gobbled up right there at the line of scrimmage.
Topom again.
Topom in on that. Also Hayden Brown. So Brown and Topom gobble up Hazenik, and they're getting good penetration. We found out right before the game that Jackson without 2 starters, as they're down with ACL injuries. Here's Hazenik around the right end, a quick run, and Hazenik off to the races as Brandon Couch will run him down. That's going to go for 17 yards, Brett. So 15 carries now on the afternoon for Hazenik. He's got 136 yards.
He's just such a weapon, Cody.
Here's Smith out. He'll hit Sam Scott, and he'll run inside the 35, where he's wrestled out of bounds by Nathan Hutchison and Brandon Couch. Nothing but a quick pass play after they lined up quickly, and another complete pass as that one will go for 12 yards.
Boy, when they go in a hurry, you get just enough chance to write down the stat, and they're ready to go again.
Smith in the gun. 3 receivers in the set. He'll fake right, go back, throw it deep over the middle. Wide open, Sam Scott, and he'll drop the ball in the end zone.
Boy.
Decent crowd here at Jackson's William McIntosh Stadium tonight, and most of them have face masks. They've got an order in Teton County that everybody's supposed to wear them, but it's Friday night football and nobody's paying attention. Here's Sadler Smith in the gun. 2 receivers right, 1 left. Hand off to Hazenik. He's nearly caught in the backfield,
Vincent
and then he's off to the races. Hazenik along the sidelines. He'll be gobbled up on the play down deep by Tanner Johnson, and Johnson took the worst of that play as moving downfield. It's going to be a big gain for Hazenik of about 29 yards. So Hazenik now 16 carries on the play. Here's Hazenik up the middle. He'll jump to the right and wander right into the end zone on the, that was about an 8-yard touchdown for Brody Hazenik. So 8-yard touchdown for Brody Hazenik in this second quarter. And the Jackson Bronx now up on this Riverton team 33-17. Here's Vargas on, and Riverton, well, they're just not able to keep up. Here's the kick by Vargas. It's good. It's 34-17, 7:21 to play, first half. We'll take a break. This is Riverton Wolverine Playoff Football on 93.9 FM and stream live at wildtoday.com.
If your plan involves a party, it's your responsibility to plan for a safe and sober ride home. A DWI is a serious crime with serious consequences. This is Cody Bears with YDOT. If you get busted, you may lose your license, pay thousands of dollars in court costs, legal fees, and higher insurance rates. Make sure your last call is a safe one. Order up a sober ride. And please, don't drink and drive.
Welcome back. Brett Watson, Cody Beers, Rusty Wirtz, and Grizzly Bear, the famous one, number 399, and her 4 cubs about a mile north of the stadium. And, you know, that's pretty cool when you're in Jackson and you know that. This has been an interesting football game, Brett, 34-17 ball game. But it feels like Riverton's in the game, and then you look at the scoreboard.
It does, and we'll get back within 4, and then these guys just score in bunches and in a hurry. And like I said, it's just going to be a shootout.
So Vargas will kick it off. He's already missed on one onside kick. He'll kick it deep, and it's going to be fielded at the goal line by Nathan Hutchison. He'll bring it up the middle. Hutch will break a couple tackles and bring the ball out to the 26-yard line. That tackle going to go on Fort Crane Evenson for Jackson. So it will be Riverton ball, 1st and 10 at their own 26, 7:11 to play, first half. Beautiful night for football, and we'd open the window in front of us, but it is barely.
It looks like it'd fall out.
So Damon DeVries under center. We've got 3 receivers in the set. Here's Trayton Hyatt. He'll gain about a yard up the middle and be gobbled up on the play. That time by Jack Brown, the senior defensive lineman for Jackson. 6:55 and counting here. It's actually 28-17.
Yeah, I seen he put that up there.
Yeah, I was confused on that. So 28-17 score. Riverton trails by 11, and they need to move down the field. 2nd and 9. Here's DeVries. He'll fade to pass it right side. Blake Dale will make a quick catch. He'll break a tackle and move out for a gain of about 12 yards. So 1st down Riverton as Blake Dale with the nice catch on the play.
And that was a little risky. It was kind of behind him, and he went out and got it. Or the receiver, he actually had a shot at an interception there.
1st down Wolverines at their own 38-yard line. 4 receivers in the set for the Wolverines. Trayton Hyatt behind Damon DeVries, who settles under center. DeVries will hand it off right side to Trayton Hyatt. He'll keep his legs moving and move forward for a gain of about 4 yards on the play, and a nice gain for Trayton Hyatt, now with 8 carries for 24 yards. 2nd down 10, or 2nd down 6 for Riverton. So Riverton got to be a tad gassed as this Jackson team's been up and down the field now.
And Jackson just keeps extreme pressure on your offense. You just got to keep scoring.
So DeVries will settle under center. 2 receivers each side behind Trayton Hyatt. Here's DeVries. He'll find Lucas Engel wide open. He's off to the races inside the 40 and down to Jackson's 32-yard line.
I hate to say this word, but that could have been a horse collar there because we've had our share of them.
Gain of 30 yards on the play, and Lucas Engel was wide open. So Riverton on the move with 5:44 to play in this first half. 28-7 ball game from Jackson's William T. McIntosh Stadium in Jackson. And
you got to kind of wonder how you let a 6'6", the tallest kid in the stadium, how you let him get that wide open.
Yeah, Engel was he was lonesome out there, and it can be lonesome in Jackson. If you're a grizzly bear living inside all this humanity. Here's DeVries back to pass. He'll take off running as Colter Dawson was given chase. And Dawson catches DeVries from behind. Loss of 1 on the play. Damon DeVries literally had nowhere to go that time as Colter Dawson, that's scary, came untouched, unabated to the quarterback.
And DeVries immediately turned it upfield, and he just couldn't outrun him.
Colter Dawson, the younger brother of Theo Dawson, and another brother that played down in Star Valley. And 5 years ago tonight, Theo Dawson set the all-time single-game rushing record against these Riverton Wolverines. Here's Damon DeVries under center. He'll fake it, play action pass, throw it deep down the lane, and it's going to be intercepted by Jackson at the 5-yard line. Pass was intended for Blake Dale, and coming across and making that catch.
Looks like 21.
21, Alexi Dionato. And so Jackson on the turnover takes over 95 yards from their goal line.
And that doesn't seem to matter when they start on the field.
Well, DeVries early initially in that play had Blake Dale wide open, but Dionato cut the distance down, dived, and made an outstanding interception. And it'll be Jackson football now with 4:30 to play in the first half. Jackson Bronx 28, Riverton 17 on the Taco John scoreboard. Here's Sadler Smith in the gun at the 1-yard line. He'll hand it off to Hasnick, left side, gobbled up quickly by the Riverton defense. And that
look like Topom again?
Well, that tackle on the play by Topom and also number 57. And I do not have that guy on my list. Turn over your roster and see who that Riverton guy was. 2nd down, Sadler Smith out. He'll find a wide open receiver on the play, and then Tanner Johnson will wrestle down Sam Scott. So Johnson on that catch. We got a flag down. It's going to go, I believe, on Jackson. Personal foul face mask on Riverton. So it will not go. And that'll be the 3rd penalty now for 35 yards on Riverton. Tanner Johnson had to do whatever he could to wrestle down Sam Scott on that play, and Scott's third reception now. That one a 12-yard gain, and now 15 yards added. It'll be first down for Jackson at the 26. Here's Scott. He'll fade to pass. He'll hit Scott over the middle. He's at the 32, the 42, toward the midfield, and then he'll be tripped up by Damon DeVries and end up clear down at the Riverton, looks like 47-yard line. So that gain of 29 yards on the play. So 4 receptions for Scott already in this game. First down at the Riverton 47. Smith will fake, giving chase on the play was the Riverton rusher Topom. Smith will set up and nearly intercepted by Tanner Johnson. That play just didn't work from the get-go as Riverton got a really nice pass rush led by Chris Topom. He nearly got Sadler Smith for a big loss, and then Sadler Smith nearly hit Tanner Johnson between the numbers. It'll be second down and 10 for Jackson. 3:31 to play in this first half. 11-point lead for the Bronx. 28-17. Riverton really needs a stop here. Second and 10. Smith in the short gun. He'll hand off. He'll fake it and then take off running on his own. And Smith going to be out to the races. He's inside the 30 and then wrestled out by Blake Dale at the 27-yard line. Well, that's going to be a 20-yard run for Sadler Smith.
That play has worked well for him. They're biting hard on Hasnick, and he's just keeping the ball and heading upfield.
Yeah, it was a total sellout for Brody Hasnick. And Sadler Smith, nothing outstanding speed-wise. He just steady Eddie, and he gains 20 yards. Here's Smith in the gun. He'll fade to pass it across the middle, and a beautiful catch to Nate Kuipert. And it'll go down to the 12-yard line. Kuipert coming back all the way from a collarbone injury suffered on the second play of the season. And he'll get his second catch. Here's a handoff to Hasnick right side. And Riverton giving chase. Hasnick, touchdown. That touchdown, 12 yards for Hasnick. Hasnick again, 19 carries in the first half for 167 yards. And now 34-17 as Jackson's had the ball 6 times and they've scored 5 touchdowns in this first half. Here's Vargas on for the PAT with 3:01 to play first half. Vargas kicks it and it's through, 35-17. Hey, this is first round playoff action. Riverton, well, Jackson's doubled up. It's 35-17, 3:01 to play. Let's take a break on KTAK 93.9 and WyoToday.com, where we're streaming live.
Whoa, Travis, how much stuff do you need to take hunting? You pack like a girl.
What? I've got my rifle, my 1 change of clothes, and my 4 coolers of beer.
Well, you might as well stay home. You drink all of that, you won't be able to hit an elk if he's in the tent with you.
Be a friend. Insist that your hunting buddies stay sober, be safe, be smart, and set a good example for the young hunters in camp. Filling up on alcohol won't help you fill your tag. This message is brought to you by the Fremont County Prevention Program.
Welcome back, William T. McIntosh Stadium, 3:01, and we just saw a picture of a beautiful bull elk killed by a young man over by Grizzly number 399. He's the son of the PA guy here, and right now the Game and Fish not allowing you to dress out an elk in the area, so you got to call Game and Fish, and I guess they bring the troops in and surround the elk and take them out for you. But that's interesting. 35-17 as we digress. And Jackson will kick it. The ball will go deep, and it's going to be fielded by Brown and Couch, and the ball will take him into the end zone. So it'll be Riverton football. 3 minutes to play in this first half. Jackson Bronx are for real, Brett.
Yep, and again, it's every series now for the Riverton offense. You almost got to start scoring touchdowns. We're just not, other than them turning the ball over, we're just not stopping them.
Halftime score from Lander, Brett. Lander 7, Pal 0.
That surprises me.
Of course, this game 34-17. No score in from number 1 Cody and number 4 Whirland on the seeds. So Lander playing good ball for John Scott. He gets them going. Here's a handoff up the middle for Riverton, 1st and 10 at their own 20. And Trayton Hyatt will carry Jackson tacklers for a 2-yard gain. So 9 carries now. Jackson takes a timeout. 9 carries, 26 yards for Trayton Hyatt. We'll go with it. This is Wolverine Playoff Football on 93.9 FM and stream live at wyotoday.com.
Hey, no alcohol while we're hunting.
It's just 1 beer during lunch.
Pour it out or finish it and be done for the day.
But
I've seen you shoot. You have a hard enough time hitting the target without a beer.
Be a friend. Insist that your hunting buddies hunt sober, be safe, be smart, and a good example to the young hunters in your group. They're watching you. Filling up on alcohol won't help you fill your tag. This message is brought to you by the Fremont County Prevention Program.
Welcome back, William T. McIntosh Stadium. Individually for Riverton, Brett, as we finally get a break with the sun going behind the beautiful mountains over to the west here. Trayton Hyatt, 9 carries for 26 yards. It's Blake Dale, 2 carries for 12 yards. Damon DeVries in this game, 3 carries for 26 yards, and DeVries has completed 6 of 8 passes for 103 yards. So it'll be Riverton ball, 2nd and 8 at their own 21-yard line. Damon DeVries will hand left side to Hyatt. He'll lose the football. It's down in the pile, and I believe Jackson may have it. They're wrestling under the pile, but Riverton's going to get it back. And thank God for Jared Lucas on that play. He comes up with that fumble.
Jackson's thinking another touchdown here. They're using their timeouts, and they're scoring in about a minute or two. So plenty of time for them to punch it in again if they hold us 4th down.
If there is something that David Joyce, this Jackson 4th-year coach, does, Brett, is he goes for the juggler here early in games, like a grizzly bear. And we've been talking Grizzlies in Jackson, and bear number 399. He might be bear 398.
That could be.
All right.
And his whole offensive scheme, I mean, they give you a chance to get back in your formation and get after it.
Second quarter score in Class 4A playoffs. It's Sheridan 21, Rock Springs 0. And so Riverton now out 3rd and about 8 after the Riverton timeout, or Jackson timeout. 2:34 to play first half. This is a big one for Riverton. Damon DeVries under center. Nathan Hutchison, and DeVries goes deep. He'll throw it over the outstretched arms, and it was out of bounds to Lucas Engel. So 4th and 8 for Riverton, and you're going to get Riverton coming on to punt the ball. It'll be Tanner Johnson.
Boy, plenty of time for Jackson.
Decent pass. He just delivered it a bit long and out of bounds as Engel had broke clear. So Riverton now with its 3rd punt of this first half. Tanner Johnson has done an outstanding job. Two punts in the game, 163 yards, 143 yards. And now a snap that goes low, but Tanner is going to deliver it to the fair catching Sam Lopeman. And it'll be Jackson football, 1st and 10 at their own 45 with 2:23 to play in this first half.
And they're going for the knockout punch, Cody. They're going to try hitting it again. And
well, and why not? Why not?
Sure.
I mean,
they're doing what you got to do when you're playing a team that has nothing to lose.
Very balanced effort by this Jackson team. Brody Hasnick, 19 carries for 167 yards. I believe he has 4 touchdowns in the game. Here's a no back set for Jackson. Smith fades. He'll throw it deep down the middle and over the outstretched arms of a wide open Nate Kuipert. Kuipert catches that ball, and he's running all the way to Jenny Lake. And that's a waste here on the outskirts of Jackson Hole. Wow. He threw that ball so far, it hurt my wallet. And because I'm in Jackson,
you lost me on that one.
I know, I'm sorry. 2nd and 10 for Jackson. 4 receivers set, no running backs. Here's Smith. He'll throw it over the middle, complete to Kuipert right at the first down marker, and it will go for a gain of 11 and first down. So Kuipert already with a 44-yard catch, and now a 10-yard catch as Smith hands it right side to Hawkinson. Hawkinson on the run, and Tanner Johnson will wrestle him out of bounds at the, I believe, the 31-yard line. It'll go on a 13-yard gain. So 20 carries in the first half for 180 yards.
And we got a timeout from Riverton.
So Wolverines take time. 1:55 to play first half. It's Jackson 35, Riverton 17. We'll take a break on 93.9 FM and stream live at wyotoday.com.
When it comes to protecting what matters most, it makes sense to choose an insurance agent who lives in Fremont County. Your local Allstate agent, Bill Brown, knows the ins and outs of both owning and protecting your home. Call Bill today for a free quote at 856-6573.
Are you buckled up? You better be. It's the law. Police officers and highway troopers can stop and ticket you for not wearing your seatbelt. This is Cody Bears with WYDOT. Keep yourself, your friends, and your family safe. Speak up and insist that everyone is belted inside your vehicle. In a crash, an unbelted person can slam into and injure others in your vehicle. Remember, buckle up for life, Wyoming.
Welcome back, William T. McIntosh Stadium in Jackson. Brody Hokanson, 20 carries, 180 yards, and 4 touchdowns in the first half. He averages 198 yards a game, and he's on pace for one of the all-time great days if things keep up the way they are.
Well, it looks like they've added a nice weapon with that kid they just got back, too, that Kuipert.
Yes, they do. 1st and 10 at the 31.
He's got somebody
Smith
wide open.
Back to pass. Caden Smith offering pursuit, and then Jared Lucas comes on and makes the tackle after a gain of 3 yards for Sadler Smith. That's now 6 carries in the first half for Smith. 136 and counting. It'll be 2nd down and 7 at the 29-yard line of Riverton. Here's Smith in the short gun. 2 receivers right, 2 receivers left. He'll fade to pass, fake it, and then he'll take off running. Fade back behind the line of scrimmage, and we're going to get a hold, and Smith runs out of bounds, and Chris Topalm on that play, I believe maybe a block in the back.
That's what I thought. It looked like they hit him from behind.
Topalm knocked down on the play, and we'll get the call. It's only the 2nd personal foul. Chop block, maybe?
Don't know what that...
I've never seen the call.
It's a personal foul.
Personal foul, and they put 2 fists together. But it's going to go as a 15-yard penalty on Jackson. 2nd penalty on Jackson in this game for 20 yards. So that'll take the ball all the way back to the 45-yard line of Riverton.
And more importantly, the clock should start as soon as they set the ball.
1:18 to play, first half. It'll be 2nd down and 25 for Jackson.
Boy,
4 receivers in the set. Brody Hawkinson. It was a late start on the clock. Here's Smith. He'll throw it over the middle to Hawkinson. He'll run it right side, drift inside the 30, and wander outside right at the 30-yard line. So it'll be 3rd down and 9.
Well, there's been a few of those passes downfield, Cody. They're awful close to throwing a block before he catches that ball.
Hawkinson, outstanding runner and receiver. Here's Smith in the gun, 2 receivers each side. He'll fade to pass.
Oh.
Nearly getting him was Topalm, and then throwing it incomplete out of bounds to Hawkinson is Smith. 1:03 to play. 4th down and 9 now for Jackson. And this right now, it's gut check time for the Wolverine defense. A lot of hands on hips in this one for the Wolverines. It's like football on a track. I mean, it's fast, it's furious. Smith getting some direction from David Joyce, and now they'll come out on 4th. They'll have 4 receivers in the set, no running backs, as Hawkinson in the right split.
Come with the blitz.
Riverton blitzing, and they're going to get him. Chris Topalm chews up Sadler Smith at the 41-yard line. Riverton holds on 4th down. So 53 seconds to play first half. The Riverton defense holds, and it'll be Riverton 1st down and 10 at their own 40-yard line.
Good to have Topan back. That's I got him down for 4 unassisted tackles, and he's wreaking some havoc in the backfield.
Yeah, doing a nice job on that play. That was a big loss by Smith.
So what do you do here, Cody? No back, and throw it deep.
Oh, I think you got to try to do something. You got to do something. You got big receivers, and why not? Lucas Engel, Blake Dale, Nathan Hutchison, Tanner Johnson out there. So you got 5 receivers for Riverton.
And they flooded the zone too.
And I don't think
Three-man
Riverton
rush.
has enough players on the field.
They need to get a timeout.
So Riverton looking over now, hustling on it. They had 10 on the field, and now they bring on Hayden Brown.
And he was receiver.
So 5 receivers.
Oh, they reset the clock too, Cody.
Yeah, 1 minute. They put 7 seconds back on the clock. This is a big possession by the Wolverines. 5 receivers set, no running backs. DeVries in the gun. DeVries will fade to pass. He'll throw it right side, and it's going to be delivered short of Blake Dale. That was a long pass that would have been about a 4-yard gain. So underthrown by DeVries on the play.
Well, I'd like to see him do that slant pass. You know, we've seen that be open all year long, and if he can hit one of those.
2nd down and 10 at the 40-yard line. We're inside a minute, first half. We'll have the halftime show coming up, brought to you by Premier Bone and Joint. Here's DeVries in the gun. 5 receivers set. He'll fade to pass. Good protection. He'll throw it deep. Coming back for the play, Blake Dale. He'll catch it inside the 30, inside the 20, down to the 15-yard line. And what a play. As that going to go for 50 yards, 45 yards on the play. And we have a penalty flag on the play, holding. Wow. Chris Topom was very visibly upset, hitting himself in the helmet. And him and Caden Smith did not go downfield. The pass was underthrown. Blake Dale adjusted beautifully, caught the ball, ran for 15 yards, but unfortunately holding on Riverton.
And how many times have we seen that this year, Cody? A big play negated by a penalty.
Ouch. So
that
Riverton now 4 penalties for 45 yards. And that's one of those holding calls that one hurts bad. As now Riverton all the way back to their own 21-yard line. Wow. 46 seconds to play. Now Riverton trying to run guys in. And
you're almost in a spot now, Cody. You maybe run it, burn some clock.
Trayton Hyatt runs in off the bench, and now Riverton, a lot of way to go. Here's DeVries. Over the middle, he'll find Engel wide open. Engel running across the field. He breaks into the open, cross midfield to the 40, to the 30, to the 25. And a beautiful play on the play.
And no flags.
That will go as a 29, 39, 49, 59, 60-yard pass as Lucas Engel broke open on that play. What a run after the catch for Lucas Engel.
Some great downfield blocking that time, Cody, when he crossed the field.
32 seconds to play first half. Riverton 1st and 10 at the 24-yard line. What a weapon, Lucas Engel. Here's DeVries under center, 4 receivers in the set. Hayden Brown, and DeVries will throw it long toward Engel. He'll go up, make the catch, and fall toward the end line. It's going to be at the 1-yard line for Riverton, 25-yard gain. So 2 catches for 85 yards, 25 seconds to play. Ball at the 1-yard line. Here's DeVries barking out orders as the clock winds at 23. DeVries brings it in the middle. He's not going to score. Now you need to go down.
You got a timeout.
And get up. 14 seconds, and Riverton going to take the timeout. So 2 passes downfield, gain 85 yards to the 1-yard line for Riverton after a big holding call. And now Riverton at the doorstep with a timeout. 13 seconds to play first half. It's Jackson 35, Riverton 17. We'll take a short break. This is 93.9 FM playoff football and streamed live at wyotoday.com.
Bailey's Enterprises is a proud sponsor of Riverton Wolverines football. For over 50 years, Bailey's has become the name you can trust. With Pit Stop Travel Centers, you can fuel up and stock up on trip snacks at locations all over Fremont County. You can also put your trust in Bailey Tire and Auto for service and to keep handy for those times when your luck runs out on the road. Refresh at the Speedway Cafe with a dine-in meal or a round of carry-out with a variety of specials to keep you going. Go with Bailey, go Wolverines.
Welcome back, Riverton. 13 seconds to play. It's 2nd and 1 at the 1. And
Big
right
play.
now you're up against the clock. Here's DeVries under center. He'll snap it.
He got
and he's
it
in. Scores! Touchdown,
Oh, we
Riverton.
got flags coming everywhere.
Oh boy. And so what's that penalty going to be on?
It was in the Jackson backfield, but I don't know.
Damon DeVries scored on that quarterback sneak, and are they going to call a touchdown? They are, I believe.
Yep, we're clapping.
think it's on Jackson. Touchdown, Riverton. And it's 35-23 with 9 seconds to play in this first half. A 1-yard touchdown by Damon DeVries with 9.2 seconds to go. Brett Watson logging the touchdowns here.
My hands hurt.
Wow, personal foul face mask going to be, I believe it'll be administered on the kickoff as a personal foul face mask on Jackson. As DeVries scores behind that big Riverton offensive line. Caden Gentenbein delivering the big block to break the touchdown run. Here's Johnson. He'll kick it up and good. And with 9.2 seconds to go in the first half, we got a ball game. It's Jackson 35, Riverton 24. This is Wolverine Playoff Football on 93.9 FM and streamed live at wyotoday.com.
Your car or truck is an investment. When it needs repairs, you need someone you can trust to do the job right. Take it to Gunners Automotive. They repair all makes and models of cars and trucks, from oil changes to brakes, tires, and more. Gunners Automotive, 856-2288.
We are building a stronger, safer CWC. Your health is our top priority. If you're coming to the CWC campus, please wear a mask and go online and fill out the daily wellness screening form at healthy.cwc.edu. Wear a mask when you arrive on campus. Find a health screening station in the Health Science Building or the Arts Center Theater. Check your temperature and you're on your way. Again, to fill out the daily wellness form, go to healthy.cwc.edu and we'll see you on campus.
Welcome back, William T. McIntosh Stadium. Riverton will kick the ball off from the Jackson 45 after that personal foul face mask. And right now, Brett, interesting first half as the Wolverines hanging in there against this high-flying Jackson offense.
And it's one of those games you stick around.
There's Johnson. He'll kick it through the end zone. And so Jackson will have a chance here.
And we get the kickoff second half, Cody.
9.2 seconds to play. Yeah, that's an interesting one for a change. Riverton won the flip and deferred, so they've got a chance here as now you've got to make sure you tackle Jackson because you know they're not going to hang back. They're going to go for it. If you're watching this game on wyotoday.com, we apologize. We had a power outage back in Riverton, and we lost our signal on 93.9 FM, but hopefully you're listening at wyotoday.com. We're back as soon as possible. Eric Pauley in the studio working on the issue. Here's Smith. He'll hand to Hawkinson left side. Hawkinson, 10-yard gain, now 15, now 20-yard gain on the play. And he'll gain right at 20 yards. And there's 1.9 seconds to play, so we'll see if Jackson can get a play off here as we wind our way toward halftime. And no chance. Halftime score, we're at the half. It's Jackson 35, Riverton 24. We've got our halftime show coming up with Premier Bone and Joint. This is Riverton football. Hey, we got a good one. First round of the playoffs on 93.9 FM and streamed live at wyotoday.com.
Drive now, text later.
Create your own sunshine.
Buckle up, tough guy. I hear and I forget. I see and I remember. I do and I understand. Seatbelts keep you hanging in there.
Don't leave your life on the road.
Don't regret the past, just learn from it.
Superheroes, buckle up.
It's better to buckle up than sorry.
You are enough.
Don't leave your life on the road.
This is Cody Beers with Y Dot.
wherever you are, wherever you're going, buckle up. Take care of each other on our highways, on the Wind River Reservation, and everywhere else.
Whoa, Travis, how much do you need to take hunting? You pack like a girl, and I only have one bag.
What? I've got my rifle, my one change of clothes, and my 4 coolers of beer.
Well, you might as well stay home. You drink all that, you won't be able to hit an elk if he's in the tent with you.
Be a friend. Insist that your hunting buddies stay sober, be safe, be smart, and set a good example for the young hunters in camp. Filling up on alcohol won't help you fill your tag. This message is brought to you by the Fremont County Prevention Program.
Riverton's Hampton Inn & Suites is proud to sponsor our youth athletics in Fremont County. Fremont County school athletics provide our youth timeless experiences and lessons that can lead to success for life. Setting goals, teamwork, and hard work make young athletes into good citizens.
Welcome back, William T. McIntosh Stadium. We're back on the air on 93.9 FM. Special thanks to Eric Pauly, who happened to be in turning on the Cowboys game, and we appreciate you, man. Hey, Bear 399 couldn't eat our signal, and we appreciate that. The Grizz is about a mile north of here, and hearing some interesting stories. Her and her 4 cubs. The famous Bear number 399 is liking life in Jackson, Brett. She likes people.
Well, you know, you got 4 cubs to feed. I mean, can you imagine her coming out of hibernation going, are you kidding me? I've got 4 cubs this year. So, you know.
Well, Maverick is pretty close to you.
Well, that's what I'm thinking. She's in doing some Maverick dogs. She's probably doing some Arby's. Probably swung by, you know, what are you going to do if they come to the drive-up? You're gonna hand the food over. I'm not messing with her.
We got an interesting halftime show going on. We got skeletons on the day before
cool.
Halloween. Really cool stuff down. And Rusty, you gotta like zoom in so we can see these skeleton outfits that the Jackson cheer crew has got. But hey, happy Halloween to everyone. Remember the time change on Sunday morning. This is the halftime show brought to you by Premier Bone and Joint, and we got a ball game. It's Jackson 35, Riverton 24. Riverton drove the length of the field in 4 plays in the final 2 minutes to log their 3rd touchdown of the game, and it was a great move downfield. A couple catches, one by actually 2 catches by Lucas Engel, and then Damon DeVries scores from 1 yard line. Hey, we got a 35-24 ball game. Hey, we're happy. We're back on 93.9. We're streaming at wyotoday.com. This is the halftime show. We'll be back with some stats. And, hey, let's listen to some of the sponsors who's helped bring Riverton football your way for about 3 months now. We're in playoffs, and we're having a good time. We got a beautiful sunset over Jackson. We got Bear 399 and her Cubs moving into Riverton. And I'm Brett. I'm Cody Bears. We got Brett Watson. We got Rusty Wirtz. We're having a party here the night before Halloween on 93.9 FM and streaming it live on wyotoday.com.
Hunting season is here, and that means the Wind River Radio Network and wyotoday.com's Big Bull Contest is back. All you have to do is have a valid elk tag for this year and live in Fremont, Hot Springs, or Washakie County, and you're in. Starting October 1st, bring your legally harvested bull to the Wind River Radio Network's office at 603 East Pershing. Our team will measure it, and then you're in the running for the biggest bull. There's men's, women's, and children's divisions with thousands of dollars in prizes. For more information, visit wyotoday.com.
Former University of Wyoming quarterback Josh Allen is worthy of Wyoming.
23 plays into my first start here at the University of Wyoming. I dropped back, kind of went through a progression. I saw the middle of the field kind of open up. I decided to lower my shoulder. His helmet went straight into my collarbone here. We landed on the 20-yard line. At that moment, I knew something was really bad.
So Josh's collarbone was pretty bad. He had broken in multiple places, and it required hardware fixation with the plate in order to get it back together.
It was devastating news to me and my family, just knowing that, you know, it could have ended 23 plays in.
We had no question whether we could perform the surgery here, given our wide range of varying subspecialties within orthopedics.
I would recommend Premier Bone and Joint Centers. The thing that made me feel really comfortable with them was they made it feel like your own family.
I think he'll have no problem performing in the NFL. His rehab and his recovery done very well, and I don't see any restrictions on him whatsoever.
They want the best for you, and they won't steer you wrong.
Let us show you why we're worthy of Wyoming.
Gales Carpet One is a proud sponsor of this Riverton Wolverines broadcast. Lombardi once said, The only place success comes before work is in the dictionary. Gales wants to applaud these young athletes on their drive to become the best team possible and show the state of Wyoming what it means to be a Wolverine. Gales Carpet 1, Floor and Home, 220 East Main in Riverton. Go Big Red!
Do you have a lead foot? Here's some heavy news. Speeding is one of the leading causes of traffic crashes. This is Cody Beers with YDOT. Don't put your schedule above everyone else's safety. Stop tailgating. Don't try to beat traffic lights. And please, pass safely and legally. Drive at safer speeds. Remember the posted speed limit. Slow down. Look out for the other driver. Slow down, Leadfoot.
Welcome back to William T. McIntosh Stadium. We're at halftime, and this is the premier Bone and Joint halftime show. It's Jackson 35, Riverton 24. A lot of offense in this one. And it got underway early in the first quarter. A minute and 11 seconds went by when Brody Hasnick scored the first of 4 touchdowns on a 9-yard touchdown run. Then Hasnick scored on a 1-yard touchdown run at 6:34 of the first quarter. Riverton would come back. Damon DeVries at the 5-minute mark on a 1-yard touchdown run. Johnson would hit the PAT. It was 14-7. At the 3:35 mark, it was Tanner Johnson hitting a 42-yard field goal. That one came after a Jackson turnover, and it was 14-10. And then Sadler Smith, scored on a 1-yard touchdown run with 37 seconds to go in the first half, and it was 21-10 Jackson after one quarter. Second quarter, well, it was much more of the same, as Riverton would score twice and Jackson would score twice. Riverton got things going on a 19-yard touchdown run by Damon DeVries at the 8:39 mark. Johnson hit the PAT. It was 21-17. Then Hasnick would score 2 straight touchdowns. First an 8-yard touchdown at 7:21 and a 12-yard touchdown at 3:01. Both PATs were good, but DeVries would come back on a nifty drive at the end of the first half by Riverton. About 86-yard drive, and DeVries would score on a 1-yard touchdown, and Johnson would hit the PAT. It's 35-24. Stat-wise, first for Jackson, well, Brody Hasnick, Brett, he's for real. 4 touchdowns in the first half and 21 carries unofficially for 200 yards.
Wow.
He is amazing.
Wow.
Riverton had hoped to hold Hasnick to his per-game average for the game.
They did for the half.
For the half, they did. 21 carries, 200 yards in the first half. Sadler Smith completed 8 of 11 passes for 167 yards. It was a track meet on turf for the Jackson Bronx, and Scott had 4 catches in the first half, I believe, for about 70 yards. So Kuiper comes on with a pair of catches for 54 yards. Those are your first half stats. We'll do defense here in a minute. For Riverton in the first half, Trayton Hyatt, 9 carries for 26 yards. Blake Dale, 2 carries for 16 yards. It was Damon DeVries with 3 carries, including that 19-yard, actually 4 carries, that 19-yard touchdown. The 1-yard touchdown, 4 carries for 27 yards for Damon DeVries. He was 6 of 8 passing for 103 yards and 1 interception in the first half. Brown had a catch. Hutch had a catch for 16 yards. Lucas Engel with 3 catches in that first half. Engel was outstanding. He runs well when he gets the ball in space, and then he'll make that tough catch. Lucas Engel showing everyone what it's like to try to play pass defense, Brett, against a 6'6" junior with athleticism. Blake Dale, he had a pair of catches. One was called back on a penalty. He officially 1 catch for 12 yards. Penalty-wise, Jackson 3 penalties for 35 yards. Riverton 4 penalties for 45 yards. Let's take a break. We've got about 5.5 minutes to go in this Premier Bone and Joint halftime show. We'll come back with Brett Watson and keys to the second half. This is Riverton Wolverine first-round playoff action on KTAK and stream live at wyotoday.com.
The choice is yours. Sutherland's Friends of the Family Plus Consumer Credit Card lets you choose from 5% off instantly at the register or special financing on qualifying purchases. That means no forms, no waiting, no rebates. You can choose 5% off instantly with your Sutherland's credit card. Got a big project? Choose special financing. The choice is yours with Sutherland's Friends of the Family Plus Consumer Credit Card. Subject to credit approval. Minimum monthly payment required. See store for details. Only at Sutherland's.
Brown Sugar Coffee Roastery is proud to sponsor youth sports for the best in fresh roasted coffee, breakfast, lunch, and dinner on the weekends. You'll enjoy the best locally sourced food at Brown Sugar Coffee, 203 Main Street in Riverton.
Here's an important update from Wind River Family and Community Health Care. They are continuing to see patients during this trying time. If you have a cough, shortness of breath, and a fever, call 307-855-2966 or 307-857-9489 before coming to the clinic. A nurse will triage you over the phone. They will ask questions regarding symptoms and recent travel. You can also reach Wind River Family and Community Health Care by calling 856-9281.
Welcome back, William T. McIntosh Stadium in Jackson. Cody Beers, Brett Watson, and Rusty Wirtz. And it's been an exciting first half, Brett.
Did Rusty just go get us some popcorn? She
think,
left the booth.
I think she went
Okay.
for us. So, boy, that was about as fun a first half as we've got to call all year, because Riverton has responded to the body blows that Jackson has given them.
Exactly, and it, like you said, it's been a track meet on turf, and Riverton's got to be more of the same. I think we identified it early. We're not going to slow Jackson's got too many weapons, and with that Kikert kid back, they got a passing game on top of the number one running back in the state. So it's going to be interesting in the second half. I mean, what does Riverton do? The no backfield. With the 5 receiver set, that seemed to pay some dividends. I mean, I think the coaches are going to recognize that this is just going to be a shootout, and it's going to be who's going to score the most points at the end of the game. And I was sitting here kind of thinking, we both did a prediction before the game. You did it on WRNN, and I think you had them 35-20 in your pregame, and on my RJFL side, I picked him. I picked Riverton 42-41. I thought I gave myself plenty of room for scoring, and we're sitting here at halftime. It's 35-24. So, is it going to be 70-68? This thing is. Neither defense has shown the ability to slow the other down.
Well, we appreciate everyone who tuned in. We appreciate all the messages, well wishes. We're sorry that. All 5 radio stations went down at one time. Eric Pauly was in the studio getting the Wyoming Cowboy game queued up on KWYW, and thank God he was there, because we got back on the air at the point when we went off. Riverton was moving toward another touchdown, and at the half it's 35-24. We'll go over some scores first here in Class 1A 6-man. Final score, Farson Eden 70. Hannah Elk Mountain 0. Encampment would win over Hewlett today, 59-20. Another one, KC, your hometown, Brett, 47. Little Snake River 43. That was a shootout. In Class 1A 9-man, final score, Rocky Mountain 44. Saratoga 40. Halftime score, Lusk 46. Grable 0 at the half. That'll be a running clock in the second half, as you have to have a 45-point lead for a running clock. Final score, Shoshone big over Pine Bluffs, 48-6 today. Third quarter score, Southeast 56, Riverside nothing. In Class 2-8, as we got about a minute to go here before we get things going, it's final score, Lyman 42, Bighorn 7. Mountain View final 34-30 over Wheatland. We don't have a score in from Lovell and Upton Sundance. This is a weird matchup, Coach. Torrington 7, Cokeville 0.
I seen that early in the week.
They've never played before ever. Cokeville's got like 76 students, and
if that.
They're hanging in against the bigger, faster Trailblazers.
They'll put 3 minutes back on that. Riverton, I was going to mention that earlier, just came in through the darkness where Bear 399 out on that big field. They went over there to do their halftime talk, so I don't know if she bit them on the butt or just what happened, but they're now sifting through the dark back to the field, so they've got to reset 3 minutes to give them some warm-up.
In Class 3A, Cody 14, Whirland 0. At the half, Lander 7, Powell 0. Final score, Douglas 16, Star Valley 14, and Jackson 35, Riverton 24 here at the half as the Wolverines coming back on the field. They're going to give Riverton time to warm up, I believe. But in Class 4A, first quarter score, Cheyenne East 7, Laramie 0. Third quarter, Sheridan 28, Rock Springs 0. Second quarter score, Natrona County 7, Thunder Basin nothing.
Wow.
And first quarter score, no score from Cheyenne Central and Kelly Walsh. So those are some of your scores. I know, Brett, you got some defensive stats.
A few of them, and I missed some stats. When that sun was going down, we had a pretty good streak across the window. On the Jackson side, obviously the Dawson kid, I've got him down for 3 solos and a couple assists, and I think he was in on more assists. Just a big force there at the linebacker position. Brown, the lineman, he's got him down for 4 assists and a solo. Barize, a senior, one of their few seniors, he's got 5 assists, and Hoffman, I've got him down for 4 solos from his cornerback position. Riverton, it's nice to have Chris Topam back. I got him down for 6 assists and 4 solos in the first half. Dale, I got him down for 4 solos, and a lot of those were downfield. Somebody that doesn't have a lot of stats was Smith. I mean, he's got 1 solo, and it was that big fumble recovery, and he's been a force. And, Gantbine I've got down for 4 assists and 2 solos, but all in all, we're getting pressure on the quarterback when he's throwing it. The running back is just too tough. He's just there's times we've stopped him, and it's just a continual pounding at you, and we'll stop him 2 or 3 plays, and then he breaks a big one. And I don't know. I want to say it hasn't been a bad defense, but it's just the big play thing.
Well, this Jackson offensive line is impressive. They get out, they pull on every play, and Hazenik's a very patient runner. He allows his blocks to take shape, and he often doesn't even get touched until he's 8-10 yards downfield. 21 carries tonight for 200 yards and 4 touchdowns for the Jackson Junior. This is a team that I believe you counted them off as 16 juniors.
7 seniors.
So they're going to be a team to be reckoned with next year. They're wearing the black uniforms, white numbers. Riverton, of course, wearing the black pants and white road uniforms, and we're getting ready to go here as Riverton won the flip and deferred, something they haven't been able to do much this year. And so Vasquez is going to line it up, and Riverton going to have to stick 5 guys up front because Jackson attempted an onside kick early in this ball game, and thanks to Jared Lucas, they recovered. So we're about ready to get going.
Mr. Beers, pull your cap down. Here we go again.
Hey, the race is on, man.
It's been all we've been is writing stats down and calling touchdowns.
Rusty back from the racetrack, so we're ready to go as Vasquez lines it up, and we're ready to go in this second half. It'll be a pooch kick deep, and it'll go off the legs of Brandon Couts and into the end zone.
Barely.
And boy, that'll be a touchback, and Couts allowed that ball to roll along the 1-yard line, and it finally took a hop and into the end zone for the touchback.
His heart had to been beating a little bit because it was just starting to stop.
Boy, mine was beating on that play because he patiently waited for that ball to get in the end zone, and it'll be Riverton after the touchback, 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. As Riverton now looks to capitalize on that late first half touchdown as they get the ball right back to open this second half. Damon DeVries under center, 2 receivers right, 2 receivers left. Brown in motion, handoff left side to Trayton Hyatt, and he'll gain, looks like right at 2 yards on the play. Hyatt in the first half, 9 carries for 26 yards. And now 10 carries for 28 yards. Riverton being massively outgained in this first half, but only trailing by 2 scores. So DeVries out under center, 2nd and 8 at the 24. He'll fade back to pass, now take off on the run, and nearly break a tackle, and he'll get a first down on the play. So nifty run by Damon DeVries, his 5th carry. Gains 8 yards and a Riverton first down out to the 32-yard line.
Boy, and you can see the speed of this team, Jackson team, Cody. Those are runs that usually DeVries was breaking early in the season, and they're just onto him pretty quick. But nice run.
Stephen Heffron on that tackle for Jackson. It'll be 1st and 10, Riverton on their own 32. DeVries under center. He'll fade to pass, and he's going to get hit from behind. And a near catch by Hayden Brown out at the 50. And Damon DeVries hit hard on that play.
And that was the big guy. Dawson just put him out.
Boy, right between his shoulder blades from the backside. Damon DeVries back up, walking it off, and looks toward the sideline. 2nd and 10 from the 32.
And the bad thing is that he was open across the middle, and I think he hit just at the time he was releasing the ball.
Brown might have been halfway to Moran Junction by now. He was that open. Here's DeVries under center. Two receivers right, 2 left. Here's a pass out to Blake Dale, and he'll run down to gain out to the 38-yard line on the play. So gain of 6 on 2nd down, and that'll be Dale's 2nd catch for 18 yards. Blake Dale with, in the first half, 2 carries for 12 yards out of that jet sweep. So DeVries gets the call, and it's 3rd and 4, and this is the biggest third and 4 of the season for Riverton. DeVries under center, 2 receivers each side. They'll throw it across the middle.
Oh, boy.
And they had Lucas Engel, and that pass just delivered low on Engel.
Should have been caught.
Off his hands, and Riverton going to have to punt the ball away, and that's a big stop for the Jackson
Yes,
defense.
it was.
So 4th and 5 for Riverton on the play. Tanner Johnson back. This place maybe for do some sort of gadget play? No, they're going to kick it deep. Tanner Johnson delivers it deep. Lopeman, and he'll be swallowed up at the 15-yard line as Braden Vincent, Garrett Popkis on the pursuit and tackle of Sam Lopeman. Trayton Hyatt also down there. So Jackson football, 10:41 to play, 3rd quarter. And Jackson leading it by 11. It's 35-24. So back from 3 laps around the track at the half, Rusty Wirtz manning the boards. She decided she'd go bear hunting at halftime. Here's Sadler Smith out in the gun, no backs with him in the field. Smith will hand to Hawkinson coming across the field up the middle. Brandon Couch missed tackles, and he'll battle all the way to the 39-yard line. Gain of 12 for Brady Hozenek. So now 22 carries, 212 yards unofficially for Hozenek, along with 4 touchdowns. Here's Smith in the gun. Hozenek right beside him. He'll get the ball, and off left tackle. He's up to the races. Hozenek all the way down to the Riverton 41, gain of 18 on the play. So 2 carries, 30 yards in this second half for Hozenek, and Jackson already threatening at the Riverton 41. 10:13 to play, 3rd quarter. 35-24, Riverton needs some break. Here's Smith, he'll break out, and Lucas trying to run him down, and then Caden Smith will finish off Smith at the 35-yard line. It'll be a 6-yard gain for Smith on that run.
Boy, they just keep pounding you, Cody. It's
2nd and 4. Yeah, no huddle offense, and they are fast. And Hozenek now right up the middle.
Wow.
And a shoestring tackle on the play by Chris Topom. And that saved a touchdown.
That was 6.
So all the way inside to the 24, gain of 6 for Hozenek. 9:32 to play, 3rd quarter. Jackson driving. 35-24 ball game. Here's Hozenek up the middle. He'll break outside, and he's going to go toward the goal line. Breaks inside. Touchdown. Jackson, 25 yards for Brody Hozenek. Vazanek on that drive, 4 carries for 61 yards. He now with 25 carries for over 260 yards. He's starting to flirt with single game all-time stuff here. And it's 41-24 after that 25-yard run. That was a nifty run. He was inside, he was outside. Good. Now a botched snap. And as one of the few things to go wrong all night, Sadler-Smith mishandled that, and Vasquez falls on it. So PAT, no good. 9:20 to play, third quarter. It's Jackson 41, Riverton 24. Back in a few minutes here on KTAK FM and streaming live at wyotoday.com.
Lehman Studios is a proud supporter of Fremont County Athletics. Lehman Studios offers sports cards, mugs, statuettes, plus several photo package options. Visit us today at 210 West Main in Riverton. Lehman Studios, 856-3941.
We're back. William T. McIntosh Stadium. Didn't even have my headphones on, and she put me back on the air. All right, we're ready. Thanks, Rusty.
That's the way we're doing this thing, fast pace.
It's a track meet on a football stadium. Wyoming Cowboy football tonight at 99-1. And it is 6:45. We're an hour out from the kickoff. It's Friday, October 30th, as my phone just tells me. And Jackson ready to kick it off. Here's Vasquez teeing it up at the 40. 41-24 ball game. Riverton gonna need to do something. Here's a pooch kick, and it's caught at the 36-yard line and bringing it out to the 38.
I couldn't tell who got that. 44.
44 for Riverton. Who is that?
Dawson Brost.
All right, Dawson Brost with that catch. And I'm curious, is he related to the St. Stephen's football coach?
I asked you that earlier.
I don't know.
I don't think he has one that old, but.
Well, it's not his kid. I know
that. He might be related.
Anyway, Riverton football, 1st and 10 at their own 38-yard line. And a handoff right side and smothered after Trayton Hyatt gains about 3 yards on the play. 2nd down 7, 9:06 to play for Riverton in this third quarter.
He hasn't had many lanes to run through, Cody. It's just typical of his year. A lot of it's just Hyatt just grinding out yardage.
8:53 to play, 2nd and 7 at the Riverton 41-yard line. DeVries under center. 4 receivers in the set. Trayton Hyatt back behind DeVries. DeVries hands it left side to Hyatt. He'll break a couple tackles, and he'll gain.
Nice job.
Looks like about 12 yards on the play.
And no flag.
This game. It'll go inside Jackson territory at the 46-yard line. 1st down Riverton. So 12-yard run for Trayton Hyatt. Moves the sticks. 1st and 10 Riverton at the Jackson 44. 8:25 to play in this third quarter. 3 receivers in the set. Hayden Brown in motion. And Damon DeVries back. It's going to be a straight quarterback dive, and it goes nowhere on the play. He'll be gobbled up by a host of Jackson Bronx, the leading tackler Matt Carney on the play, and no gain. I'm not sure what that was, but it was a busted play on 1st down. 2nd and 10 for Riverton, 7:50 to play. This is one of the drives that you got to have, Brett, if you're going to stay in this ball game.
You know, unfortunately, they put you under this pressure. You've got to keep scoring.
4 receivers set. DeVries under center. He'll fade to pass. Delivers it across the middle.
Oh, boy, that could have boo.
Nearly intercepted on the play. That's Fort Crane Evenson on that coverage. And
well, he was kind of draped around his back when he slapped around there.
Looked like we could have had laundry, but no call. 3rd down, 10. Beautiful night, twilight here over the Jackson football stadium, and I think I just saw a shadow move across that building. I don't think I'd go out in that field as bear number 399 and her Cubs relatively close. Here's DeVries back to pass. It's going to be tipped and nearly intercepted by Sam Lopeman on the play, and that'll bring up 4th and 10, and Riverton going to be forced.
You don't want to do this.
That would have been a complete pass, but it was tipped on the play by a Jackson defender and then nearly intercepted by Sam Lopeman. So Tanner Johnson back in. He'll punt it away for the second time in this quarter. Now Damon DeVries in, so they may be going for it here.
Well,
on 4th and 10, and you'd think.
What do you gain? I mean, they're just from deadly from the 5-yard line as they are from the 50.
So now
we got delay a game or illegal substitution. Substitution.
Wow. So illegal substitution on the Wolverines, and that'll be 5 penalties now for 50 yards. And so now 4th and 16, and they'll surely, now they're not going to punt it, but DeVries is going to be deep, and we'll see what he sees, but this might be a pooch kick coming by the Riverton senior. Not sure. He's in the gun. He'll fade to pass. He'll throw it deep, and wide open was Nathan Hutchison, and the ball was just delivered deep and out of reach at about the 27-yard line. He was open. And now Jackson going to take over on downs. So DeVries.
Good call, just wasn't executed.
He's completed 1 pass in this second half, and now Riverton going to give up the ball. Outstanding field position for Jackson. And you got to think they're going to go for broke here as Jackson's been moving the ball basically at will in this game. 25 carries for 250 yards for Brady Hokinson. Here's Sadler in the gun. He'll fade to pass, throw it over right side, incomplete.
Thought I'd seen some laundry fly early.
It looked like a couple Jackson receivers on that far side took off a half second early. They were already 3-4 yards downfield when the ball was snapped.
We don't see the flag now.
Yeah, they're going to call, I believe, illegal motion.
Illegal shift.
Illegal shift, sorry. On Jackson. So now 4 penalties for 40 yards on the Bronx. So a bit of a break for Riverton. And
every time we say that, I mean, penalties, whatever, I mean, they're just getting chunks.
Jackson out in, 4 receivers set. Smith in the short gun, Hawkinson off his shoulder. He'll get the ball, and there he goes, up the middle. 1 missed tackle. Hawkinson inside the 30, following blockers, and then he'll trip over his own guy. Clear down at the 17-yard line. 36-yard run for Brody Hokinson. And now Hokinson up around 300 yards rushing in this game.
What is the single game rushing record?
485 yards. He's got a ways to go.
He's got a chance.
Sadler Smith now in the gun. 1st and 10 at the 18-yard line. He'll throw the ball over the center. Colter Dawson with the catch down to the 1-yard line from Sadler Smith. So 17-yard gain for Smith on that pass play. And Dawson with his 2nd catch in the ballgame. So Jackson will line it up, and they'll hand it to number 40, and he'll go in, touchdown. That's Lucas Grayland on the play on the 1-yard touchdown run. Lucas Grayland, 1-yard touchdown run with 6:37 to play, 3rd quarter, and now it's Jackson 47, Riverton 24. So Vargas on for the kick. We're going to take a break. This is Riverton Wolverine Football Playoff Edition on KTAK and streaming live at wyotoday.com.
Howdy, partners out there in 10 County land. This is Gary Michaud from the WRTA bus line. We are looking forward to reconnecting with all our riders and friends once it is safe for the WRTA to operate. In the meantime, the WRTA would like to graciously thank all those who are keeping our county running, especially the healthcare workers. On behalf of Share a Ride and the WRTA, we can't wait to see all your healthy faces when Big Blue reopens. So don't drink and drive, wear your seatbelt, and keep all 4 wheels on the road.
When repairs are complete after a collision, you expect your car, SUV, or truck to look like new. That's the service you'll receive at Stork Auto Body in Riverton. Professionalism and meticulous attention to detail. You can depend on Stork Auto Body, 841 Miniweb Avenue, Riverton.
Welcome back, William T. McIntosh Stadium, and Brody Hawkinson having himself a day. The all-time single-season record, 489 yards by Theo Dawson on 34 carries. And Hosnick now, well, he's flirting with getting in the top 10. The 9th all-time single game, 339 yards. Hawkinson with 26 carries for 287 yards. Here's the kickoff. And receiving it, Nathan Hutchison. And Hutch making people miss, and he'll run it out to about the 34-yard line. So good return by the sophomore. Incidentally, Nathan Hutchison had himself a heck of a junior varsity season at quarterback for Riverton.
Oh, he was a blast to watch.
You got to think, Brett, that he'll be the incumbent coming in next year as a junior.
You almost got to kind of wonder if this thing gets out of hand and we're getting close to it if they give him some reps.
48-24 ball game, 6:29 left in the third. And Damon DeVries in there. He'll look across the middle, delivers it behind Blake Dale. He'll come up with a catch and all the way down to the Jackson 40. It's going to go as a 27-yard catch.
Well, that was kind of caught, picked, and then caught.
The ball was actually behind Dale. It was tipped. And Dale then pulls in the 27-yarder, his third catch in the ball game for 45 yards. So 1st and 10, Riverton at the Jackson 41. Here's Trayton Hyatt, who will trip over the feet of Rylan Kane and fall forward for a 2-yard gain. 13 carries now for Trayton Hyatt. He's got 45 yards. So a lot of offense up and down the field both ways, both for Jackson.
I mean, do you think your punter's shelved for the rest of the game, Cody? It's.
Why would you punt it at this point?
They've scored from the 5, they've scored from the 50, so.
5:36 to play third quarter. DeVries under center. 4 receivers set. He'll fade to pass, throw it deep down the left sideline. And it's going to be in double coverage, and Lucas Engel.
Short arm that.
Well,
Here's
Lucas
steps
had
from
a
the
shot. He had a shot at the goal line.
I think he's seen the safety coming across, and he kind of short-armed it at the end, but.
Nice throw back against his body by Damon DeVries.
I know you got to throw it deep to keep him loose, but given the fact that I think it's 4-down territory the rest of the game, I mean, I would be looking for those short things.
3rd and 8 for Riverton. DeVries behind center. He'll hand off Hyatt right side. Hyatt going to rumble his way toward the 30-yard line. It's going to be about a yard short as Hyatt will gain 6 yards on the play. 14 carries now for 51 yards. Riverton going to be a yard short on 4th down. 5:03 to go, third quarter. It's all in at this point.
Get behind your big center. Big center. Kane and Gantenbein and Topon, just push him out of the way. You can get a yard.
Here's DeVries. He'll push forward. He's going to gain 5.
Could have about broke that baby.
He was leaning so far forward he fell down, and a gain of 4 inside the 30 to the 28, 1st down Riverton. So 6 carries now for DeVries in this ball game. We're talking COVID restrictions big time in Teton County. Well, a decent crowd here tonight.
I think early on here we go.
Here's DeVries under center. He'll fade. It's going to be a quarterback keeper. He'll go around the right side and be smothered up by Colter Dawson.
It's about the 3rd time they run that, Cody, and it just hasn't got them. They just haven't bid on it.
Yeah, I think Colter Dawson doing a bit of just spotlighting Damon DeVries. He's got 4.4 across his chest. DeVries has got a 4, so, if you're a middle linebacker, that's pretty easy to read.
Well, 4.4, his chest is a little bit broader than DeVries.
Colter Dawson,
he is an animal.
210. Here's DeVries under center. He'll fade to pass, throw it left side, and making it.
Look at that move. Just
miss.
About.
Loebman did not go for the Nathan Hutchison fake, and Hutch will gain right at a yard on the play. It's 19th pass attempt in this ball game for Damon DeVries. 48-24, 3.5 minutes to play in the third quarter. And a 3rd and 8 play. You're in 4-down territory.
Yeah, you got to try to get 5 or 6 here, or obviously a first down, but.
Ball going to be 3rd and 8 at the 26-yard line. So 4 receivers set. DeVries under center. He'll fade to pass. Big pass rush. He'll let it go down the sideline. And in and out of Blake Dale's hands in the end zone. Incomplete.
I think he got just enough hand in his face that lost his concentration.
That was a beautiful pass, and Blake Dale in stride hit right between the shoulders at the 2, and Dale usually makes that catch. So 4th and 8 for Riverton at the Jackson 26. That was a heartbreaker there. DeVries was under big-time duress. And now 4th and 8 for the Wolverines.
You know, I've noticed this game we've taken very few snaps out of the pistol.
And now DeVries, you say that, he's in the pistol. DeVries will fade to pass, looks down to him.
Got hit.
He's in the end zone, and it's going to be tipped out of the hands of Blake Dale. He was triple teamed on the play, and Jackson will take over on downs with 2:56 to play, 3rd quarter. So nice drive by Riverton, stopped on downs at the 26. I like Riverton kind of going for it all in this game, trying to pass vertically into this Jackson defense, and that time
there was just nothing there, Cody, that time.
Dale had 3 guys on him. So Sadler Smith out. 1st and 10 Jackson. He'll throw it right side.
Boy,
pulled in on the play by Kuipert.
That's a lot of cushion.
And Kuipert going to gain 9 yards. I believe it's 9-yard gain. So Kuipert, his 3rd catch now for 63 yards. 2nd and 1 for Jackson. They'll hand it. Oh, Smith will keep it. He'll run downfield and gain about 8 yards on the play to the 44-yard line. And Smith doing a nice job. And when you got a running back like Brady Hawkinson, or whatever you say his name, I've said it 42 ways, and he's got 26 carries for 287 yards. It doesn't matter how you pronounce it. Here's Smith. He'll throw it right side. Gathered in by Scott. And Scott will gain, looks like about 7 yards on the play. So another nice pass play by Jackson, and they're right at the 49 of Riverton.
Boy, they just pound at you.
It's an amazing offense. Here's Smith to Hawkinson. He'll bust it back inside.
Whoa, there's a nice hit. Who was that?
Hit on the play. 57. For Riverton. I'm not sure who that is, but he got all of Brody Hawkinson, and Hawkinson will gain 8 yards and a 1st down. Not sure who that is.
Jaden Bochotes.
There's Smith over the middle. It's going to be intercepted on the play, and it is intercepted on the tip. Nathan Hutchison will gather it in, and the Riverton defense holds with another turnover on Jackson. That's 3rd turnover in the game for the Jackson Bronx. And that time under duress, Jaden Buckholtz we've got, number 57 for
sophomore.
Riverton, delivered that shot. And
you got to love what Coach Anderson's doing. He's getting a lot of young kids playing time. And
so Riverton football, 1st and 10 at the own 25-yard line.
Oh.
Here's Trayton Hyatt. He'll fumble, and it's going to be Jackson football. Colter Dawson with the recovery. That big hit delivered by Dawson, and the ball just squirted out of Trayton Hyatt's hands and then recovered by Colter Dawson. So Jackson, after one play by Riverton, gets the ball back.
That's unfortunate.
23-yard line. Right now, it looks like Jackson's going to travel to Douglas next week to take on the Douglas Bearcats. And
starting to see some hands on the hips out there, Cody.
I don't think anybody wants to play Jackson Bronx. But if you're going to play them, you want to play them on your home field about 300 yards or 300 miles away. Here's Sadler Smith wide open over the middle, inside the 10, inside the 5, and in the end zone, touchdown. 23-yard touchdown pass to number 25, Henry Hershock. And just like that, it's 54-24 on the 22-yard touchdown pass from Sadler Smith to Hershock. 1:27 to play, and the route is on in Teton County. Here's Vasquez, lines up for the extra point. He'll boot it through. 1:27 to play, third quarter. It's Jackson 55, Riverton 24. We'll take a break. This is Riverton Wolverine playoff action on 93.9 FM. And we're also live at wyotoday.com, streaming with bear number 399 from Jackson.
Did you hear that? That's the sound you hear when you know you've just improved your chances of surviving a crash. This Thanksgiving holiday and every single time you get in your vehicle, be sure you and your passengers always buckle up. When you wear your seatbelt as a front seat occupant, your risk of fatal injury goes down 45%. So be sure you arrive safely this holiday season and always buckle up. This message brought to you by the Wyoming Department of Transportation.
Brody Hokinson now 27 carries for 295 yards unofficially. And he's starting to move into that rarefied air of single game all-time rushing yards. 1:27 to play, third quarter. Jackson leads at 55-24. Do we not have a scoreboard? Oh, we do. Okay. Taco John's scoreboard on our video feed, and we appreciate Taco John's bringing you the best bean burritos anywhere. Here's a kick by Vasquez down court. It'll be a fair catch by Lucas Engel. And he had nobody around him for 20 yards.
Yeah, that was.
Oh, well. Riverton football. 1st and 10 at their own 28. And Damon DeVries back in there. You got to think maybe Riverton will start giving some guys some playoff experience here in the fourth that haven't been playing, but we'll see. Damon DeVries out. Rylan Kane at center. And there's 4 receivers in the set. DeVries will fade to pass. Throw it over the middle, caught by Hayden Brown. He'll take it out over the 42. And it will be a first down for Riverton on the 12-yard gain by Hayden Brown. Second catch for Brown. That's pass number 20 in this ball game, unofficially for Damon DeVries. DeVries in this one, well, he's about 60%. Does have an interception. DeVries under center. He'll hand off to Trayton Hyatt up the middle. Hyatt going deep, and he'll be ran down by Sam Lopeman at the 27-yard line. That is going to be a gain of 34 yards for Trayton Hyatt. So big run by Hyatt, and he had a lot of room to run up the middle of that Jackson defense.
He could have taken that one to the house. He just didn't see that guy coming up in a hurry from behind.
And all the way to the 29. So that'll help the old stats now as Hyatt up to 15 carries for 85 yards. So Riverton getting close to the Jackson 24. Here's DeVries out. Left side delivers the pass to Nathan Hutchison. He's inside the 10, and he'll be wrestled down at about the 8-yard line. That gain going to go for 22 yards to Nathan Hutchison. So quickly, Riverton moving the ball downhill with 2 straight passes for 34 yards, and now well inside the red zone. 11 seconds and counting in this third quarter. Riverton up 55-24, but Riverton knocking at the door. Here's DeVries. He'll hand it off left side to Hyatt, who's quickly wrestled down on the play. That tackle by Stephen Heffron. Into the third quarter, Riverton driving.
What was
Jackson
that?
up big. I don't know, man. It's what's called talking fast in track meet football. Third quarter. We're heading to the fourth. It's Jackson 55, Riverton 24. This is Riverton Wolverine football on 93.9 FM, live streamed at wyotoday.com.
Riverton Vision Center offers comprehensive eye health exams, highly trained staff, and a large selection of fashion eyewear and sunglasses. Dr. Ballard, Dr. Hinkle, and Dr. Frazier offer over 70 years of experience. Call Riverton Vision Center at 856-9451 to schedule an appointment today.
Porter's Mountain View Supply is proud to support local high school sports teams for home heating, outdoor grilling, and barbecue, along with the best in spas and hot tubs. See Porter's Mountain View Supply, your locally owned dealer, for top brands like Hearthstone, Quadrifire, and Blaze King stoves, Weber, Big Green Egg, and Green Mountain Grills, Free Flow and Sundance Spas, along with service after the sale. Call Porter's Mountain View Supply in Riverton at 856-6993. Porter's.
Welcome back. William T. McIntosh Stadium. Here's DeVries under duress. He's going to be tackled back at the 14-yard line as 5 Jackson defenders were all over DeVries on that play. That was called jailbreak in Jackson.
Yeah, that didn't work from the get-go.
That looked like bear number 399 had entered the field as we keep beating a dead horse, but we received word right before this game that bear 399 and her 4 cubs were about a mile from the football field, and so we've been cheering her on as this game's went on. It's third down and goal from the 13-yard line. Here's DeVries under center. He'll fake it right and find Blake Dale, and he'll be tackled inside the 10 at about the 8-yard line.
No, he's out of the 20.
Oh, I'm sorry.
20-yard line.
It'll lose yardage. Thank you, Brett. So
we're going the wrong way.
After a loss of 5 on the play. So 4th and 18 for a touchdown, and now playing center field way back in the backfield is Alexi Dionato for Jackson. He's standing in the end zone. DeVries under center. 4 receivers in the pattern. DeVries, he'll throw it toward the end zone, and it's a touchdown.
Wow.
Blake Dale. And
he got wailed.
DeVries is leveled on the play, but an 18-yard touchdown pass from Damon DeVries to Blake Dale. And Riverton not going quietly into this Jackson Hole night. It's 55-30. And now Tanner Johnson on for the PAT, and boy, you got to wonder if Riverton would have been able to score on one of those possessions. This is their 3rd possession of the second half.
Yeah, because we've given
would have been in there.
3 straight touchdowns to Jackson.
Johnson's kick is good. 10:31 to play. Jackson 55, Riverton 31. Let's take a break. This is Riverton football on 93.9 FM, streamed live at wyotoday.com.
High Plains Power is a Touchstone Energy Cooperative. What does that mean for you as a Rural Electric Association member? It all comes down to 7 principles: open membership, one voice, one vote, member benefits, independence, education, cooperation, and community. To understand how it all works, we're headed back in time. In 1879, electricity was in major cities, but rural areas were out of luck. In 1935, President FDR made it possible for companies to build power lines to unserved areas. By the time we hit 1941, some 400 electric co-ops had been organized to serve rural America, just like High Plains Power. For more information, visit nreca.org.
Welcome back. Rusty Wirtz, Brett Watson, Grizzly Bear, number 399 and her 4 Cubs, and Cody Beers here. Final score, Powell 15, Lander 7, and Powell advances in the Class 3A playoffs. Halftime score, Cody 31, Whirling nothing. And, of course, the final earlier from Douglas, 16-14. Tanner Johnson will kick it deep and delivered at the goal line, and coming out with it is Brody Hawkinson. And Brody Just right up the middle, nothing fancy. And Garrett Popkis finally has Hasenick. And I finally got a good pronunciation.
I was going to say, you.
Hasenick. Thank you. PA announcer just set me right. Hasenick tackled out.
You think as many times you said that, you're going to say it all the way home to yourself.
You know,
Hasenick.
I think I need Dean Watson's help here. 1st and 10 for Jackson at its own 36. Hasenick on the beautiful run back. Here's Smith. He'll pitch it out right side to Hasenick. And running him out of bounds is Brandon Couts after a short gain of about 2 yards for Hasenick. Hasenick now 28 carries in the ballgame. 299 yards for Brody Hasenick. Here's Sadler Smith. He'll hand to Hasenick left side, and he's off to the races again.
Wow.
Hasenick going to get a first down out to the 50-yard line, and that'll be a gain of 11 yards. So Hasenick now 29 carries, and he's over 300 yards in the ballgame. First down, Jackson right at midfield. 10:05 to play in this one. 55-31 ball game. Here's the handoff. Sadler Smith, he's going to go deep.
Boy.
Pass it over the middle and caught in space. Kuipert, he'll go back and then fall down as Blake Dale and Tanner Johnson run him down at the 18-yard line. It'll be a 32-yard gain for Kuiper. He was wide open, Brett.
Yeah, I don't know if that was a blown coverage, but we are giving these guys a lot of cushion.
So first down, Jackson inside the 20 at the 18-yard line. 4 receivers in the set. Smith it's going to be a little pitch play and a nice play to Sam Scott. That'll go down to the 6-yard line, a gain of 12 on the play, and that's right out of what college and NFL teams do there. Just a little pitch play on the motion on the inside of that sack, or here's Smith. He'll
Go to
get
the
a run
edge.
to the right, and he's going to score easily. Touchdown from 6 yards for Smith on the play. And it's 61-31 now. Wow. That was a drive that lasted about a minute. And it went down the field like clockwork. Sadler Smith on the 6-yard run.
Wow, going
so
for
Smith
2.
now
That's
going for
interesting.
2 with a huge lead. David Joyce making this call. Smith going to pitch to Hawkinson, and he'll get tackled by Nathan Hutchison, and it's no good.
That's interesting.
So, Hasenick tackled as they went for 2 as they're up 61-31. 9:11 to play. This is Riverton Wolverine football back with a kickoff on KTAK-FM. We're streaming live at wildtoday.com.
Community Health Centers of Central Wyoming has locations across Fremont County ready to serve you at Du Bois Medical Clinic, Riverton Community Health, and Lander Community Health Pediatrics. We accept all forms of insurance, including Medicaid and Medicare. Are you struggling to get medical care? Ask for their sliding fee scale. From family medicine to pediatrics, Community Health Centers are here to serve you. Call 307-463-7160 or visit chccw.org to schedule your appointment.
Welcome back. Jackson's William McIntosh Stadium.
Well, if you're a Jackson offensive guy, you got to be having fun out there. Everything they're doing is working. We need to start looking at what's the most points given up in a game. You got to figure they're going to get the ball 3 more times.
Oh, boy. Do we really have to go there? I
Well,
hope not.
just trying to look ahead here a little bit.
9:11 to play. 61-31 game. Jackson, it's been all Bronx here in the second half. And Vargas going to kick it off. He'll kick it off deep. And getting under that one, Brandon Couts. Couts over the 25 to the 30. He'll pull tacklers out to the 35-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for Riverton with 9:03 to play. Riverton football Hey, we're streaming it live today on wowtoday.com. We appreciate GM, the sports guy, Eric Pauly in the studios, getting us on the air a while ago and we lost signal. And we still had our video signal and our broadcast at YouTube on the Wow Today site. Riverton first down. Here's DeVries. He'll hand off to Trayton Hyatt. Hyatt going to gain a big gain out to the 44 of Jackson.
That was just a nice run. He just runs hard, Cody.
And
you give him a seam.
Looks like we're going to have a holding call in Riverton.
Figure that.
6 penalties now for 60 yards on the Wolverines, and that one hurts. That would have been an 18-yard gain for Trayton Hyatt. Looks like we got a young attitude entering the press box, telling his dad, I'm not going to do that for you. Huh. He's little, but he packs a punch, Dad. It'll be first now and 14 yards for Riverton after that holding call. Negated an 18-yard run by Trayton Hyatt. Here's Damon DeVries back to pass, across the middle. Lucas Engel, and boy, it was right in his hands and unable to pull it in. Engel might have still been running. Ball falls incomplete, 2nd and 14, and just like that, the young man left the press box and slammed the door in our face. Just like Jackson's offense has done to us all night. That was a microcosm of our night. And I believe he might be heading north to take on Bear 399. Riverton football, 2nd and 14 at their own 30. Here's a handoff right side to Trayton Hyatt. He'll gain about 2 yards over that right side to the 36. Actually, a gain of 6 for Hyatt. So Hyatt now 16 carries in the ball game for 91 yards. Trayton Hyatt just he's not flashy, Brett, but he gains yards the good old-fashioned way.
Yeah, he just straightforward just slashes and runs hard.
4 receivers set. Damon DeVries under center. He'll fade and hand it up the middle to Hyatt. Hyatt's going to gain 20 and now 23 yards.
And no flags. There we go.
Down to the 43-yard line of Jackson. A big run by Trayton Hyatt, gain of 24. And now 17 carries. He's well over 100 yards in this game. And it'll be first down and 10 for Riverton at the Jackson 43. 8 minutes to play. Jackson leads this 161-31. Here's DeVries. He'll hand it straight up the middle to Hyatt again. And Hyatt brought down hard on the play. Lucas Grayland. And Grayland took him down a force after a gain of 2. So Hyatt now 18 carries in the ball game. 113 yards unofficially for Trayton Hyatt.
You know, honestly, on both sides of the ball, if you're an offensive guy tonight, you've had to have fun because Riverton's moved the ball. They've scored a lot.
I think this bodes well for the Douglas Bearcats. I mean, they can move the ball and they got a better defense. So here's DeVries out in the set. He's going to get trampled. 4 guys in his face, led by Lucas Granlund. DeVries wanted to pass the ball, but man, what a rush by Jackson, and a loss of 2 on that sack. It'll be 3rd and 12 for Riverton. DeVries had 2 receivers wide open on the play, but he was unable to let the ball go. So 3rd and 13 now, 6:41 and counting. Riverton looking for a first down at the Jackson 45. There's DeVries back. He's got a long time to throw the ball. He'll take off on the run, and then he'll run right into the Riverton lineman.
That's 4 down, though.
Isaiah Bemmett. And DeVries will gain about 7 on the play. Bennett's like, man, I thought he was going to hand me the ball. So 8-yard gain for Damon DeVries. 4th and 7. 6 minutes to play. Actually, 6:06 and counting, Rusty. All right, Riverton under center, 4th and 7 And Hyatt up the middle, grinding,
Wow.
moving his feet. He'll get a first down on an 8-yard
He didn't have that originally. He just grunted that baby out.
Big gain for Trayton Hyatt. It's really been a pleasure to watch Trayton Hyatt carry the ball this season. There's nothing that's done on the edge. It's all done between the tackles for this senior, Trayton Hyatt. And that's kind of a credit to the Riverton offensive line, too.
We talked about that coming up, or I believe he's the only running back that's touched the ball this whole season.
Yeah, they've had some jet sweeps, but
from the two position.
That's it. Here's DeVries under center, 4 receivers set. He'll pump twice, and then he'll deliver the ball long in the end zone. It's going to be intercepted on the play by Alexi Dionato. 5:21 to play. It'll be Jackson football.
That's when he probably wanted back, throwing across your body, across field.
Threw it as far as he could throw it. The Riverton receiver was wide open on the play, but that pass delivered short by about 7 yards. First down, Jackson. And they huddle around their coach. They want to keep scoring. Yeah, well, we're keeping an eye on it, Eric, but right now it'll be interesting to see what they do, as Hazenik has 29 carries unofficially for 308 yards in this game. 5 years ago, it was Theo Dawson running the ball 34 times for 495 yards against Riverton in a driving rainstorm in the first round of the playoffs. And unfortunately for me, I've been here both times.
Well, at least it's nicer this time.
It was a beautiful drive to Jackson today, and we got to see some really good offensive football by both of these teams.
Oh, we got a delay of game.
A delay of game on Jackson. And that was a beautiful flag throwing exhibition by the back judge. That flag went up in the air, 10,
looked like
15
that baby
yards.
hurt. That's something you practice as an official. You just go out in the backyard and you just practice throwing flags at trees, dogs, and then that one that throws way up like 20 feet in the air so you get everybody's attention.
It almost hit him. Timeout on the play. We'll go with it. This is Riverton Wolverine football on KTAK and streaming live at wyotoday.com.
Long have our ancestors debated taco or quesadilla. Now, Taco John's has finally found the answer. Both. Introducing the Chicken Quesadilla Taco. A taco made with a cheesy quesadilla shell filled with grilled all-white meat chicken and chipotle sauce. And now you can get 2 of them for just $5. History and tacos made. Taco John's. Crunching. Bigger, bolder, better.
Yes, ma'am. Welcome back. William McIntosh Stadium. Here's a handoff right side. Brody. Oh, no, it's not Brody on the play. Maybe they're going to give him a break now as running the ball 26. Aiden Grayland, a sophomore, runs the ball. First carry for him on the play, and it's good for 10 yards and a first down. So we've got these second teamers in now for Jackson. Here's Grayland. He'll gain about 6 yards on the play. It'll be a first down. That first carry was not 10 yards. It was 4 yards, and then 6. And 4:47 to play. It'll be first down and 10. And now the clock operator getting some advice from the stands to keep the clock running. There's a big pile up in the middle, and Grayland with that carry. So Jackson empties its bench with about 5 minutes to play. They're going to travel to play the Douglas Bearcats next week. Lander with a loss today to Powell, right? Is that what we saw? Yeah, Powell with
15
the
to
win.
7.
So Powell will be on the road in Cody next week in that renewal of the Bighorn Basin Brawl. Grayland will gain 3 yards, and it'll be third down and 7 for Jackson. We're inside 4 minutes and counting. Jackson 61, Riverton 31 here on the Taco John scoreboard.
Oh, we got a flag on the far side.
Yeah, we're going to get a flag.
Offsides on Riverton.
Wow. How do you do that?
I think I had that talk last week in a game like this. That official would ride in the trunk on the way home. Seriously.
7 penalties now in Riverton for 65
When
yards.
the home crowd is screaming, keep the clock running.
We're driving the Impala today. We don't have room for him in our trunk, but
he'd be strapped to the hood.
Yard. Here's the quarterback right
come
up
on.
the middle. And he'll break into Riverton territory. Tackled by Damon DeVries. And it'll be a 12-yard gain for the backup quarterback who just ran free. That's Owen Jansen, a sophomore. Big, tall, strapping kid, about 6'4". And here's Grayland. And he'll fumble the ball, and then it's, recovered by Jackson. 3:18 to play, and it'll be 2nd down and 6. As now we're in garbage time in this ball game. Some of the Wolverines getting some playing time. Cameron Murfitt, a senior defensive lineman. Good to see Cameron getting some playing time for Riverton. Here's a snap over the top of the Jackson quarterback's head and run down on the play by Jared Lucas. Now Lucas wearing number 81.
Yeah, that's interesting.
He was wearing number 52 in the first half. Interesting stuff. We're going to have a pregame show. We're going to try to get Brett. I'm going to have you go down and try to get Troy Anderson to join us here on the postgame. If you would. Here's another fumbled snap.
And he missed him.
And then wrestled down on the play.
How did Vincent miss him? Holy smoke, I thought he was going to take him out.
Isaiah Bement on that tackle for Riverton. It'll be 4th and 15 for Jackson's second squad. We're inside 2:15 and counting in this one. Jackson with a 61-31 lead on the Taco John scoreboard. And Jackson, they're going to go for it on 4th down, and why not? Riverton going to sell out, try to get the ball back one more time. Here's the big quarterback on the way. He'll rumble and stumble for about 8 yards. And now we get a flag as it's going to be Tanner Johnson mixing it up with Xander Witt of Jackson, and I believe that one going to go on Riverton.
It looked like it.
Wow.
Jeez.
So costly penalties all year long for Riverton. 8 penalties for 80 yards now on Riverton. And it's going to be a 1st down for the Wolverines. Riverton going to bring in more of their young players. Of course, Caden Smith in there. So Riverton going to back up to the 32-yard line. And now 8 penalties for 80 yards. Just a discipline-related penalty there. So it'll be Riverton ball. That was after the play. So
yes,
1st down for the Wolverines. 1st and 10. DeVries under center. 4 receivers in the set. Jared Lucas switched jerseys. Here's Trayton Hyatt off the left tackle. He's going to be over midfield and down to about the 43-yard line after 18-8, 26-yard run. Trayton Hyatt running wild here in the second half. That's now 20 carries. And he's up over right about 150 yards.
Good for Trayton.
Trayton going to eclipse 900 yards on the season. 1:40 to play, 1st and 10 Riverton at the 43-yard line. DeVries will fade to pass, and he'll pass right side to Blake Dale. Breaks a tackle, and then gets inside the 28-yard line for the 1st down. It'll be a 16-yard gain. And Damon DeVries been pretty accurate tonight. Had a few bad throws, but the senior playing his final moments here. 14 seniors on this Riverton team, Brett?
17.
17 as we go inside.
So a big senior class.
DeVries hands to Hyatt. He'll bust inside and get all the way down to the 20-yard line. Another gain of 8. Trayton Hyatt, we're going to give him our Papa Murphy's Player of the Game award tonight as just an outstanding night for the senior running back.
And once again, a lot of those yardage were just him just grinding it out.
4 receivers set for Riverton. inside a minute to play. DeVries fades to pass. He'll hit a running Jared Lucas. And Lucas tipped the ball 3 times, and then he took out Alexei Dionata in the end zone. Incomplete. And you were rooting on Jared Lucas on that play.
Yes. It's to finish his career at tight end.
Wonder if he tore off the 52 and the 81 was on underneath.
You think?
3rd and 4 for Riverton on the 21-yard line. DeVries will fade to pass across the middle.
Oh, nice.
He'll hit a streaking Blake Dale. Touchdown, Riverton. That's going to go on a 23-yard pass. So, nice move by Blake Dale and an even better pass by Damon DeVries. And it's a 22-yard touchdown pass, 23-yard touchdown pass from DeVries to Blake Dale. 46 seconds to play. And Tanner Johnson to kick the PAT. Low snap. He'll boot it through. And it's 61-38. 46 seconds to play. We are at 99 points scored in this ball game. Wasn't it 20-0 last week? My throat feels like
it was.
Yeah.
It was.
All right. 46 seconds to play. Another Riverton touchdown. But Jackson going to move on. We'll be back. This is Wolverine Football on KTAK, streaming live at wyotoday.com.
It's back. Lander Medical Clinic presents the fastest flu shot in the West, the Drive-Thru Flu Clinic. Every Wednesday and Saturday in October, you can drive in, roll up your sleeve, and get a flu shot without ever leaving your car. Drive-thru hours are Wednesday 4 to 6 and Saturdays from 9 until 1. Drive-thru in your car, your motorcycle, your bike, unicycle, skateboard, even your horse. Remember, Wednesday 4 to 6 and Saturdays from 9 until 1. The Drive-Thru Flu Clinic at Lander Medical Clinic.
Welcome back to William McIntosh Stadium. We're nearly done here. 99 points rolled up.
46 seconds. We could still see 2 more scores. Come on, Cody. Just because you're going through puberty and your voice is going away.
Boy, we thank everyone. Here's an onside kick, and it's going to be recovered by Riverton at the Jackson 49.
Might as well.
And coming up with that recovery, hey, congratulations, the senior lineman, Caden Gantbine, on the recovery. So it'll be Riverton football. And you weren't kidding, Brett. 44 seconds to play in this one.
I'm
Riverton
telling you.
with another shot. But unfortunately, they trail by 23 points. I'll tell you, the only guy more tired than me is a scoreboard operator. He's been trying to keep track of things and also look for Bear 399 all night. Riverton football at the Jackson 48-yard line, 1st and 10, 44 seconds to play. Here's Damon DeVries. He'll throw it long down the left side. Lucas Engel wide open, and then coming in and tipping the ball away is Alexei Dionata.
That just wasn't open again.
Dionata, eater of fine spaghetti. And,
what did you say? Eater Reedy of
Dionata, eater of fine spaghetti.
Okay.
Ball falls incomplete.
We're going to have to pull over and take a nap on the way home, aren't we?
Hey, we're having fun. It's the final game of the 2020 season. Are you having fun, Brad?
I've had more fun getting a haircut, but...
Here's DeVries. He'll fade to pass. 2nd and 10. And
geez.
the ball dropped over the middle by Blake Dale. 3rd and 10 for Riverton. We've got a post-game show coming up. Click your ticket variety. Make sure to buckle up. And drive home safely is now on 99.1 KWYW, getting ready for some Wyoming Cowboy football. 3rd and 10 from the 48 of Jackson. DeVries under center. 4 receivers in the set. And he's going to be thrown for a loss on the sack by Braden Weirich. So, 20 seconds and counting.
I think you let the clock run out.
DeVries is going to walk over toward the sideline, be greeted by his coach and his fellow players, and that's going to do it. Jackson moves on. They'll travel to Douglas next week in the state semifinals. Final score, the Jackson Bronx 61, the Riverton Wolverines 38. It was an outstanding performance by both teams in this one, an offensive show, and we'll be back with the Click It or Ticket postgame show on KTAK and streaming line at wyotoday.com.
You want to change the look of your home, but you don't have money for siding right now. It's too late for painting outside. Here's a solution. A new entry door by Wadena Millwork. Hi, this is Chuck Parmley with Overhead Door Company of Riverton and Lander. Save 10% in October on Wadena Millwork entry doors in steel, fiberglass, or traditional wood. These handsome doors are energy efficient, secure, and nearly maintenance-free. See the complete line at Overhead Door, 600 East Main in Riverton, or call 856-DOOR.
It's back! Lander Medical Clinic presents the fastest flu shot in the West, the Drive-Thru Flu Clinic. Every Wednesday and Saturday in October, you can drive in, roll up your sleeve, and get a flu shot without ever leaving your car. Drive-through hours are Wednesday 4 to 6 and Saturdays from 9 until 1. Drive-through in your car, your motorcycle, your bike, unicycle, skateboard, even your horse. Remember, Wednesday 4 to 6 and Saturdays from 9 until 1. The Drive-Thru Flu Clinic at Lander Medical Clinic.
If your plan involves a party, it's your responsibility to plan for a safe and sober ride home. A DWI is a serious crime with serious consequences. This is Cody Beers with WYDOT. If you get busted, you may lose your license, pay thousands of dollars in court costs, legal fees, and higher insurance rates. Make sure your last call is a safe one. Order up a sober ride. And please, don't drink and drive.
Whoa, Travis, how much stuff do you need to take hunting? You pack like a girl.
What? I've got my rifle, my one change of clothes, and my 4 coolers of beer.
Well, you might as well stay home. You drink all of that, you won't be able to hit an elk if he's in the tent with you.
Be a friend. Insist that your hunting buddies stay sober, be safe, be smart, and set a good example for the young hunters in camp. Filling up on alcohol won't help you fill your tag. This message is brought to you by the Fremont County Prevention Program.
Hey, no alcohol while we're hunting.
It's just one beer during lunch.
Pour it out or finish it and be done for the day.
But
I've seen you shoot. You have a hard enough time hitting the target without a beer.
Be a friend. Insist that your hunting buddies hunt sober, be safe, be smart, and a good example to the young hunters in your group. They're watching you. Filling up on alcohol won't help you fill your tag. This message is brought to you by the Fremont County Prevention Program. When it comes to protecting what matters most, it makes sense to choose an insurance agent who lives in Fremont County. Your local Allstate agent, Bill Brown, knows the ins and outs of both owning and protecting your home. Call Bill today for a free quote at 856-6573.
Are you buckled up? You better be. It's the law. Police officers and highway troopers can stop and ticket you for not wearing your seatbelt. This is Cody Beers with WYDOT. Keep yourself, your friends, and your family safe. Speak up and insist that everyone is belted inside your vehicle. In a crash, an unbelted person can slam into and injure others in your vehicle. Remember, buckle up for life, Wyoming.
Welcome back, William McIntosh Stadium, and congratulations to the Jackson Bronx and Coach David Joyce as they win this one in a big way. Final score was a 61-38.
61-38.
All right, 99
1 point away
scored.
from, wow.
99
So if you're an offensive guy, this was the game to come watch.
Boy, it sure was. Individually for Riverton in this game, Trayton Hyatt, he is our Papa Murphy's player of the game, 21 carries for 155 yards in the game. Damon DeVries in this game, 29 passes thrown. Let's see. 19 of 29 passing. He was over 200 yards in the game. Damon DeVries with some, how many passing touchdowns did he have?
I had him down for, I think he had 2 touchdown passes. He ran in 3.
Ran in 3. Okay, so 2 touchdown passes and 3.
Yeah, he hit Dale on an 18-yard touchdown, and he hit Dale on a 23.
We're going to go co-MVPs in this game for Riverton. Damon DeVries, 5 touchdowns accounted for. Just outstanding, 19 of 29. Probably the best game of his career tonight. Unfortunately, it was in a 61-38 loss. Hayden Brown had 2 catches for 42 yards. Nathan Hutchison, 3 catches for 39 yards. Lucas Engel, I had him unofficially 5 catches, 100 yards. Blake Dale, 5 catches, 85 yards. He had 2 touchdowns in the ball game. On the other side, Jackson, Brady Hawkinson in the game unofficially.
Hasnick.
Hasnick. Thank you.
Think of arsenic.
I said
arsenic.
Yeah, for Riverton.
It'll kill you.
Oh boy, did he ever! 308 yards tonight unofficially, 29 carries. Those are my bad stats, but Sadler Smith ends up 14 of 19 passing, 249 yards. He had a touchdown through the air, 2 rushing touchdowns, and an interception. Sam Scott, got him for 6 catches in the ball game, and Nate Kuiper coming back. He's been missing since the second play of the season with a broken collarbone. He had 4 catches in the ball game. Final score tonight: Jackson 61 and Riverton 38. We've got long talk by coaches over at the north end zone. We're not going to worry about getting
it's
coach
kind of
up here.
Kind of the season-ending talk. Get ready for next year. Say goodbye to your seniors. Kind of that emotional talk. You've got to feel good. I mean, Jackson came into Riverton, beat us 57-7. I mean, we gave up 4 more points tonight, but offensively, we were there. We threw up. That's our highest score. Evanston we scored a ton. But, I mean, it was a nice offensive game for Riverton, so you got to feel good about that end of it.
Riverton with about 360 yards of offense, and I'm not including special teams yardage there. Jackson about 600 yards of offense, including returns tonight. But it was a crazy up and down game, Brett, and it's kind of just like the year 2020 and crazy stuff. And we were joking around about it during the game, but the most famous grizzly bear in Jackson Hole history is only about a mile from here tonight with our 4 Cubs. It's 2020. We had a crazy game tonight, 99 points scored. Eric Pauly unable to finish the season with us, but he's a daddy. And him and Ricky and Kate, they're home safe and they're taking care of each other, and we appreciate that. We took Rusty Wirtz on the road for football games.
2 weeks
She did
now.
an outstanding job with us 2 weeks in a row. We appreciate her producing. Brett, man, you joined the broadcast team with a bang. We did the sideline reporter thing for 8 of the games, and it works well. It's a blast. It's fun to get halftime interviews, postseason interviews, and then to the sponsors of Riverton Athletics and Sports, Fremont County. These businesses have really ponied up. They've been holding on tight in the year 2020, and we all know that. You write about it every week, and it's an incredibly resilient place we live in Fremont County, Wyoming. It's battling this pandemic and, keeping our heads high and trying to do the right things to keep everyone healthy in a really, really weird year. But we got to see the Tetons today, and we got to see some really outstanding offensive football.
We did, and we got to see that sock in front of the tee. Was that a sock we took a picture of today?
It was.
You and your weird pictures.
The most scenic sock in Teton County.
It's been a fun year. It seemed like each week we've had technical problems off and on, and it's kind of grown as the seasons went along. We've kind of learned things, and next year you come back and we know a little more from this year, and it's kind of like the Wolverines. Not probably the season everybody was expecting, but some positives out of it. The coaches got a lot of young kids, a lot of playing time this year, not only at the varsity level but the JV and the Frostmore level. So you're bringing a lot of kids back that are just getting tons of playing time and important playing time, and and we've got a good junior class coming up. Real solid sophomore class and a freshman class that'll be our Wolverines next year. So you've got to look to next year, and it's kind of disheartening when you look at this Jackson team and they've got 17 juniors. Wow. But you got to expect good things next year, and I know the coach is going to work hard. There's going to be a lot of off-season work, and it's really now is when you start building the program. It's the off-season stuff. It's the coaches getting together. It's the kids committing the time, and that's a big thing anymore. It used to be when you and I played that, we didn't grace the doors of a weight room, and you just can't do that anymore in today's world. So, I expect good things from this. I think the program's on the move up at all levels. I mean, you go down to middle school. He's done a good job of reaching out to the middle school and putting everybody back into the same fold where it's one big Wolverine family. We're all on the same page, and I think that pays huge dividends.
Got some scores tonight in six-man football. Farson Eden moves on, and Campman moves on, Matitsi moves on, and KC move on. In Class 1A 9-man, Rocky Mountain beat Saratoga 44-40. It was Luss 54, Grable 0. Shoshone, congratulations to them as they beat Pine Bluffs tonight 48-6. Southeast 63, Riverside 6. In Class 2A ball, Lyman 42, Bighorn 7. Sundance 29, Lovell 8. That's a third quarter score. Final score, Mountain View 34, Wheatland 30. And third quarter score in the weirdest matchup I've ever heard in high school football. Torrington 24, Cokeville 14 in the third quarter. Cokeville, 76 kids in the high school. We heard that today from Wyoming-football.com. Patrick Schmidt providing that stuff. And
have you ever been to
38 of them. Yes, I have. It's small.
There's only 3 of us have ever been to Cokeville. You and I and some other guy. Oh, Rusty said she's been there.
Todd Dayton, he's won over 350 games coaching Cokeville.
Tremendous program, but yeah, I agree with you. Torrington.
But that's weird. But Cokeville 24, or they're hanging with Torrington 24-14 in the third quarter. Class 3A ball. Cody will host next week. They're beating Worland right now. Powell knocks off Lander in Lander 15-7. So Powell will travel to Cody next week. Jackson wins this one 61-38 over Riverton. And then Douglas today, it was an afternoon game, thwarted off the Star Valley Braves, win it 16-14 as Star Valley misses a field goal late in the fourth quarter. 4A scores in the third quarter, Cheyenne East 42, Laramie 0. Final score, Sheridan. Congratulations to Mowry and the boys up there, 35-6 over Rock Springs. Third quarter, Natrona County 14, Thunder Basin 6. That could be an upset special. And Kelly Walsh, get this, halftime score 14. Number 2, Cheyenne Central 0.
Ouch.
So a lot of things happening. Quarterfinals all today. Wyoming Cowboys starting. You're over on 99.1 KWYW. Kickoff real close, if not underway. Wyoming Cowboys and the Hawaii Rainbow Warriors. For Brett Watson, for Rusty Wirtz, I'm Cody Beers. Hey, thanks to Eric Paula, you made all this possible this season, and to all the advertisers. Thank you so much for helping us bring Riverton Wolverine football to everyone in Fremont County. Have a wonderful evening. Have a wonderful fall. We're going to go bear hunting now with our cameras in the dark.
You two are. I'm getting in the car.
Hey, thanks for listening.
Let me know how it goes.
Thanks for listening to another Riverton Wolverine football game on 93.9 KTAK and streaming live at wyotoday.com.